Thanks, Marissa. So we were hoping for a better day to roll out this announcement, but we're going to start it anyway because that was the plan for this. But I had an idea. Actually, I had this a few years ago, and I finally came to Chuck D'Amico, and I said, I think we should do this. So the Grammy Awards are coming up, and the world of rock music, I think, has been woefully under and incorrectly represented by the Grammys for a long time.
Couldn't agree more.
And every time that it did sound like it.
Couldn't agree more.
But every single time that we see the list of nominees and the list of winners, we're like, seriously? Are you kidding me? Did you forget about this band? Did you forget about that group? Did you forget about this person? And so I thought that it might be a better representation of what is actually going on in the world of rock music if we have you, the WMMR listeners, vote for the best rock stuff. So, with that, we are announcing the creation of our very own WMM Emmy Awards.
The WMM Emmys.
The WMM Emmys. The Everything That Rocks Awards. And, yes, it's a stupid name.
I'm crying.
I thought I came up with the name. I was thinking the Emmys, but that if you just look at it printed, it looks like it's saying Mammies. So I'm like, well, let's put WMM Emmys in there.
Yeah.
And that's what we're doing. So it's the WMM Emmys, the Everything That Rocks Awards. And the way we're going to roll this out is we're going to have 4 categories. Each day this week, we'll have a different category. We'll tell you what it is, who the nominees are, and then you simply go to PrestonandSteve.com and you can vote, and you have 24 hours to vote. And this is just a fun little experiment to see how things play out. And each day a different category, Monday through Thursday, and then Friday we will reveal all the winners.
So let me ask you, all of us on the show, are we going to receive presenter swag bags?
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, my God, Steve, where do you see what is in there?
$100,000 each?
No, but hang on.
Oh, no.
There's a can of No Sad Brew. Some hand lotion.
Cervie?
Used hand lotion. I'm just grabbing stuff off the shelf over there. There's a pink highlighter will be in there.
And a fake phone?
All kinds of stuff. Yes, a fake phone, a frog mask. There's a lot that's going to be in this.
Fart sound maker.
Yep, we have the fart sound maker. So anyhow, what we're going to do today is we are going to roll out category number 1 and the nominees for the first category, and we're going to let you vote. And we're going to start on the one that might be actually the lesser known. These are breakout artists. So today's nomination group category is the Breakout Rock Artist of the Year.
Breakout Rock Artist of the Year.
I'm going to reveal who they are on the air here, but you can just go to PrestonandSteve.com. The full list will be there, and you just click on your vote, and that's it, right, Marissa? You just
super easy.
That's it. It'll take you just a moment to do this.
These are people you as the listener are going to be familiar with.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and some you might not because they're new.
Yeah.
So here are
Breakout.
Here are the nominees. Sleep Theory, Whiskey Myers, Return to Dust, Youngblood, who we've been talking about this year, Sleep Token, and Poppy. So these are the groups, and we would like you to vote for them. Just go to PrestonandSteve.com, 24 hours. Tomorrow morning, around this time, we will announce the next category and the list of nominees. And by the way, and we've kept it pretty, so we've had 6 bands in this particular category. We didn't stick with a set amount. We just went with whatever we wanted to.
Yeah, which seemed to make the most sense.
So in subsequent categories, you're going to see more. There might be one that might have 9 or 10 different choices for you. But this is just to see how it rolls out and what you think rocks in the world of rock music. So we're celebrating the greatest rock, metal, and alternative bands of the year, the Everything That Rocks Awards. The WMM Emmys here.
Whammy.
All right.
So before you know it, these awards will be presented at the Kodak Theater in Hollywood.
Yeah.
We hope so. So someday. All right. So that's underway, and I'm going to reiterate that throughout the course of the morning, and then we'll set you up with a new category tomorrow. But please go vote if you can.
We also felt there weren't enough award shows.
Come on.
Yeah.
Well, fortunately, no production numbers with the WMM Emmys. So, all right. So on to the story of the day, which would be the snow and all the things that came along with it. It was an interesting day yesterday watching it, form, because it started off as just the absolute lightest almost not even visible to the eye powder.
It almost looked like at points like fog, or like it was so fine.
Yeah.
But I agree, and it was just weird. And you'd go out and you'd pick it up, and it was powder.
Yeah, it was like sand.
Sand.
I was telling Casey, or at least when the granulated ice came, that was drier than I thought it was going to be.
So for me here in this general area, more Philadelphia, specific, I found that the snow was pretty much done by 12:30, 1 o'clock, and sleet at that point.
Yes.
And sleet had continued, and then it became very fine, granular sleet.
Yeah.
And but it's funny because Karen Rogers mentioned something yesterday, just in passing. I was checking out all the different stations, seeing our friends at work and doing what they do. The notion was my brother-in-law's in town, so he was helping. We did the plowing around the house and did it once, did it a second time, and then let some snow stay down. Because if you let the snow stay down and the sleet freezes on top of that, much easier to remove than the sleet directly on the concrete.
Right.
Okay.
So you're more likely to form a sheet of ice, and it worked.
Yeah.
So
it was easily snowblower remove snow. It was very, very fine and easy to get out. I did 2 sessions. I did one rather than do one big one. I wanted to do it in a split shift kind of thing, so I did it around noon, and then I went out again around 4 o'clock, and so was done with that.
That's exactly what I did.
Simple. Yeah.
Followed up with a quick one around 6:30 just to make sure. But man, I was like in areas where I had not done the plowing. I'm looking and I'm going, that's pretty freaking deep. Yeah. I mean, we've seen deeper, but not like this in a while.
Yeah, so I did a little snowblow action mid-afternoon, and then, but what I thought this was wild. There were some areas in my driveway and walkway that I had used a shovel.
Right.
The snow was like falling off of the shovel. Like it was like slippery. I don't know how else to describe
I know what you're
it.
saying.
Because it was so fine.
No, but like when I would try and like heave it, toss it, it was falling off the sides of the shovel.
It was not wet at all.
Yeah.
Because it was so friggin' cold.
I think officially at Philly International, it was 9 inches.
Okay.
I think I got a little more than that out where I am. I think I got closer to 11, maybe closer to a foot. That's what it seemed like anyway.
So the Poconos, Lehigh Valley area, what were they, 15?
The most in the state, I think, was 15.
Yeah.
The further out west you started to go, the deeper it got, apparently. But all in all, not horrible. But I tell you what, so last night, Casey was doing a shift at 5 o'clock here at the station because we were going to be staying at the hotel, and all the other weekend warriors would rather stay at home, and totally get it. So Chuck asked Casey if he could do a shift. He said, yeah. I drove out and met up with him. I got here a little bit after 6 o'clock, 6:15, something like that. And when I was leaving, I have a Jeep, and when I was leaving my neighborhood, if I didn't have the Jeep, I wouldn't have been able to get out.
You would have been screwed.
Yeah, and the plows had done one pass through my neighborhood, but it built up after that, and I was like, okay, this is a real deal. Once I got onto the Northeast Extension, it was all completely snow covered, but you could get up to about 45 miles an hour and cruise at that. And I got no cars on the road at all, and on the Blue Route there were very few. But once I got onto the Schuylkill, there was actual traffic. I mean, it wasn't busy, but there was more than I expected. And you still could not see. There was no pavement at all showing.
Yeah, which is a real dangerous part. You don't know where the hell you are.
Yeah.
What I was impressed with yesterday was the consistency of the plow trains. I kept seeing them coming through. Now, they can't hit every residential side street. And that's where, if you know it takes a long while for you to get out to a main, you're going to be dealing with some stuff today.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the thing that happens, as always, and it's something you need to, if it hasn't been said to you ever in your life, and you're driving, and you have to make forward momentum, obviously, don't pull into the intersection.
Yeah.
That's where the S is. That's where it's going to turn south. Stay back, wait till you can go through, and you'll be good. But I see so many people make that mistake and get stuck.
Hey, all right, so speaking of the plow trains, do you guys see these? I don't even know how to describe it, but I saw they were. I guess they were doing it on the turnpike. These tractor trailers, essentially, that they have. So they have a plow on the front of the tractor, and then the trailer behind it kind of is like on like a 45-degree angle.
Oh,
and it's
somebody
got
else
a
had mentioned-
huge plow on it.
You saw one doing.
I only saw video footage of it, but it looks like a tractor trailer is basically jackknifing, right? But the jackknife part of it is a giant plow.
Okay.
It's
I can see that.
insane, yeah.
Is that like out west, out in...
I thought it was in Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay.
I thought
hang
it was
on.
like the turnpikes.
I have David, who's a snow plower, who's calling in right now, so we're going to go to him. Hey, David, good morning, man.
Hey, good morning. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. When did you get started, man?
We got started yesterday around 7 a.m.
And you're still going?
We are still going. We'll probably finish up. We'll probably take a break tonight at 9 p.m.
Wow.
And then go back out and salt again tomorrow.
Wow. And you're saying it says here on my monitor that things are still pretty nasty and there's a ways to go.
Absolutely. All the side streets, like we're out in Media, Pennsylvania. Every side street here is just like we're almost getting stuck in our truck.
No kidding. Wow.
Yeah, I would recommend everybody, stay home today.
Okay.
Unless you really need to be out there, I would not come out here today.
No,
Okay.
and to that point,
Fair enough.
again, when you're out on the road, David, is that you're stopping the progress of the plows,
right.
So
absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely. Because we're trying to, we have our strobe lights, our backup cameras, and everything going, but we're backing out of parking lots. We're trying to make turns that are too wide with big plow. It's a really bad idea to be out.
David, who you working for? Are you with the city or?
No, we're with DMB Landscaping, like Dave Matthews Band.
Oh,
there you go.
DMB.
Well, he's got to diversify.
Are you able to at some point stop, lay down for a bit, shut your eyes for a few minutes?
Yeah. We took about a 2-hour, 3-hour nap in the shop. We got a bunch of cots and air mattresses for all the guys.
Okay.
Heaters, socks, extra boots. So we're staying dry. That's the main thing. Everybody's staying dry.
That's the key. Let me ask
All
you.
right.
Let me ask you. So, like when I'm out doing the snow removal and all that stuff, and I feel productive, it sucks, but it's simultaneously kind of getting work done. So, how do you approach something like this when you're going? As long as you're like someone in OR, or like the intensive care or something that's just totally demanding of your time. Do you find breaks where you actually enjoy it?
No.
That's what I wanted to hear.
No, I was sitting there with, I stopped home for like an hour yesterday to let the dog out, see my fiance. I was talking to a couple neighbors, they're doctors. And we were all sitting there like, why aren't we in Florida?
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, Dave, we'll play some DMB for you when we come back. All right, brother?
Thank you very much, guys. Have a good one.
All right, take care, man. We'll see you later. Make sure we play that.
Okay.
So we'll play some. I'm sorry, Marissa, you go ahead.
Oh, well, I was just going to ask, I wonder if for some of these guys, though, it's some overtime that they haven't had in years.
That has to be the case.
What I'm wondering as well, yeah.
And you always slalom that thing, which is the truth. Listen, to me, snow is Mother Nature's diarrhea at this point. I know I could care less. But if you pick up extra money and you work hard, good for you.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to tell you my story.
Yes, you're still of heroics.
Yesterday, I played the hero. So it was my birthday yesterday. And so not necessarily an ideal day for this type of activity. But nonetheless, I felt kind of vindicated in what I did. So I told you guys I came here to be on the air with Casey. And by the way, we had a great time.
It was awesome.
Playing radio last night.
Oh, yeah.
And I say playing radio because that's what it was. It didn't feel like work.
No.
We were just having a good time. Casey let me pick whatever songs I wanted to play. It was like you call it Sunday night.
We went vinyl.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was explaining it to Matt. I was like, it's kind of what these guys do every day, but not.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you're just like teeing up music and,
Yeah.
it's what your career started with. It's just different.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did you remain music intensive? Did you take some time to at least do a little chatting as well?
Little bit of chatting.
Yeah, short
Yeah.
breaks.
It really just kind of like just to tee up the music. So it
Dude,
was
you got
music
to
intensive.
share. You
Yeah.
got to share music. Listen, it's
Yeah.
one of the great gifts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sure a lot of. I only caught a few minutes of it because I was one of my cows went into labor.
Oh,
so,
wow.
yeah,
Wow, I get it.
great.
All right, so anyway, I drove here and I told you guys it was pretty nasty. I got off of the Schuylkill Expressway, which wasn't too bad, like 40 miles an hour. I was able to go 40, 45 miles an hour. I got off at Route 1 here, and when I got off of the exit, the plows had come through, but they left behind these big dunes, where they have to push the snow out of the way. And so I had to go, and I was driving the Jeep, so I was able to go busting through those things. And I put it in four-wheel drive high, and I never, ever use four-wheel drive. I have no reason to use it except for when we have nasty snow. So the Jeeps are a beast in the snow when you put them in four-wheel drive.
Yeah.
It won't keep you from slipping and sliding, but what it will do is keep you from getting stuck.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it's
the
all
whole
about.
key.
Yeah. So I pulled up to Belmont, which is a pretty steep grade when there's snow on it. This road right out here in front of the radio station.
And it curves, too.
So I actually, Kings Grant, which is the road right out of the studio windows, was too deep. I couldn't even take the Jeep through there. Like they had plowed up, and there were like walls of snow that were at least, I don't know, 5-6 feet tall. And I was
no
like,
way.
I'm like, I'm not going through there. So I went up to Belmont here and came back down. And I parked at whatever building is across the street. It's not Bala 2. It's a different building because they have a covered garage. And I just wanted to leave it in there. I didn't want to get the Jeep, I didn't want to have to clean off the car. And there's nobody parked out here anyway. So as I'm going down this steep grade here, I see a full-sized van, like a full van, not a minivan. And it was struggling to get up that hill. It was just inching along. It was moving, but very, very slowly. And so I kind of eyeballed them, and I went ahead and I parked. And I come walking out of the garage, and by the time I got out of the garage, they were dead stuck. They had gone up against the curb, and I'm like, oh man.
I know.
So I go back and I get in the Jeep. I come pulling out, and I pull up next to him, and I roll down the window, and the guy rolls down the window, and he's probably maybe 20 years old.
Oh.
And
Good to see you, sir.
spoke broken English.
Okay.
And there were a bunch of people in the van, and I'm like, you guys want me to give you a nudge?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, okay. I'm like, all right. I go, when I get back there and you feel me, pushing on there, give it some gas.
Yeah.
So I'd never done this before. I didn't know if I could do it or not.
yeah.
I get behind that thing. I pushed that sucker all the way up the hill.
Yes.
It was so cool.
You Kate Bushed them.
I Kate pushed him up that hill.
Yeah.
So I was like, I didn't know if it would do anything. I didn't know if it would be, I didn't think the Jeep would have enough juice to not only get myself up that hill, but to get a full-size van with a bunch of people in it.
Like a tugboat almost.
Exactly. Pushing a barge.
Yeah.
And so I pushed him all the way up, and when we got to the very top, he just rolled down the window and stuck his arm out and waved, and I flashed my lights, and I flipped it around.
No, you should have jumped out and you said, that's it?
And that's all?
There's no
It's
collection?
my birthday!
How many people? And open up wallets. Let's see what you got.
But I felt pretty happy after.
No, it's a wonderful thing.
And listen, and I'm kind of paying it back because years ago, and it might have been 2016 when we got 22 inches of snow, I was coming up City Ave, and it was before it was we had stayed at the hotel, and I came up. And I got stuck on City Avenue. I slid and into the curb and got stuck. And out of nowhere, some guy comes rolling up in like a bulldozer or front end loader or something like that.
Fabio?
Yeah. And he pushed me out.
Get out.
And he got me out. And
Just
so
relax.
So yeah, this won't hurt the bait. But he pushed me out, and I was like, oh my God, thank God somebody was here to help me. Because I would have had to have left my car, and then that would have gotten buried by whatever plows that came through. So I was just kind of paying it back, and I felt pretty good about that.
It's good to do. It's good to help out. So mine is not a Kryptonian story because I had the snowblower, though I did do a couple of the neighbors' houses just to make sure, regardless of what people think they're going to need, it's nice to have that. But yes, you did a good thing.
Yeah,
and in general,
I was happy
when
with it.
I was driving in from Mount Airy today. The mains are pretty good. We can look at it right now, and you can see down to pavement in some spots. But what you're really going to do is, as that one gentleman said, I think David said, if you're on the sides, there's just such a voluminous amount of snow that in parts roads are just, where you're used to driving through 2 lanes, it may now just be 1 lane.
Yeah. And by the way, to follow up on that, if I didn't feel the need to get in here and be on the air with Casey, I would have gone and tooled around a little bit more in that Jeep because it was so much fun. I went up past those guys in the van and spun it around and backed it up and got into them. I'm like, man, I can do whatever I want to in this thing. But it was fun driving last night, even though it was hairy, but because I felt confident in having a four-wheel drive.
And there weren't many cars out there. It took me about an hour to get here last night, and I decided to go down Route 1. Normally, I just go like all back roads and stuff.
Did you do the car or the scooter?
I did the Vespa. We have an SUV, so I just took that. And I did see, I was telling you last night, Preston, I saw somebody on a four-wheeler, but I couldn't catch them. They were like probably like a quarter mile, and this dude was just booking.
Dude, so
looks fun.
I get. Oh, I see what you're saying. I've seen people though a lot of times when they're in a vehicle that is known to be good in the snow. Mm-hmm. You can have fun, but there's a point also where it can become reckless. And I've seen people over expect something from a vehicle,
right?
And sometimes that can be. If you're on ice, you're on ice.
Yeah, all right, so snowmobiles. There's really no reason to have a snowmobile around here, but there's got to be people in and around this area.
There are people that live right by my house.
And they have snowmobiles?
Yeah, because
that's cool.
There's some tracts of land. I live out where there's farmland, and so people take them out there.
Okay.
That's why last night I told you I saw. I'm pretty sure it was an ATM that went by me, but it might have been a snowmobile because it was a little bit of a distance off. And and there are definitely some of my neighbors have them, yeah.
I saw some guys do some wicked flips in snowmobiles during the X Games this weekend, so maybe they're training for that kind of stuff.
Hey, did you go to the art museum? Did you do any of that? Normally you venture out. No, you didn't do it.
I didn't, and I'm so bummed. I was watching the videos all day long. Huey Dillon always posts. He's always the first one to post because he lives nearby there. And I saw people going down on
they were booking.
air mattresses, lots of tubes, snowboards. I had my sleds ready.
So I was watching video of people going down the art museum steps this morning because there was enough snow. You said what did you say? 9 inches is the right amount?
Yep, it was 9 inches. When we considered going out first, there wasn't enough yet, and we were watching videos. And when you can see the edge of the steps, that's when it starts to hurt, and you might get stuck.
Well, yeah, and I was watching him. I'm like, that doesn't look like fun. That looks like that hurts. Yes.
And if you're in one of those tubes, like any kind of blow up thing, it's awesome. The last time I did it, we did it down with like a water skiing tube that also had that hard plastic on the bottom.
Okay.
So that just sails. But if you're in like a sled, or you try to do it on like I saw some college kids doing it on a tray from the cafeteria, those things crack. And the steps are pretty long, so you have to get a lot of like runway to get going, and then you have to get a lot of inertia to keep going
because you have a plateau.
Yeah,
I would just walk over and take the on ramp to 76 heading west. That's a nice hill down.
Yeah, it's a good hill.
Yeah.
there are a couple of hills we looked at.
Hang on, I'm going to go to Don because Don's been driving an Uber through this whole thing.
Holy hell!
Yo, Don, morning, man.
Gadzooks, Guatemala nipple.
Yeah. All right, hey, Don. So, number one, what type of vehicle are you driving in?
I'm driving an all-wheel drive Subaru Crosstrek.
All right,
good vehicle. Good vehicle.
All three of my kids drive Crosstreks. All right, and so when did you get started, and how long you been going?
I started driving about 10 a.m. yesterday. Drove until about 11:30, 12 last night. I did 11 hours on the app.
Jeez.
I drove for more like 13, and then I've been driving since 5:30 this morning. I sent in the screenshot. I already made $130 off an hour and 15 minutes.
Nice.
Man, good for you for hustling.
I would imagine. I mean, listen, they were, somebody needed to get somewhere yesterday.
You're a lifesaver.
You would be absolutely in demand.
I got a lot of compliments on my driving, and I saw a lot of treacherous driving yesterday. I saw a Jeep not a Jeep like a Wrangler, but I saw a Jeep Cherokee wipe out behind me on Kelly Drive because they got too close to the snow drift. Yeah. I saw a lot of spun out vehicles. If you're driving a front or a wheel car, your street may seem like it didn't go out of snow, but there's going to be a barrier at the end of the street. I see a lot of people hung up on those barriers, and they just don't have the traction.
So that is worth repeating because that's where people get stuck. That's why when you're going to go through an intersection, you're going to go around a corner, that's where the ridges will occur and those walls. So hang back, make sure you're clear and that you have momentum. You might fishtail a little bit, but you'll clear it, correct?
Yeah, you need to maintain momentum. If you're coming up a rise, lay off the gas, let the car carry, but do not lose your momentum. If you're coming into a turn, be smart. Don't jam the brakes on because you will slide, and I've seen that countless times. Now, even driving all-wheel drive. There's times where I slid. I was driving on back roads yesterday where, I almost ended up on it because you just have to be slow, sane, and careful.
Yep.
Driving.
Yeah. You'll get there if you do those rules. Yeah.
It's fun. Marcus.
Yeah, so...
go ahead, sorry.
And be respectful of the plow drivers because they're doing a hard job, and just people be smart and safe.
Yeah, good
I
advice.
don't want to look out here making money, but I'm out here working. So
Appreciate it, Don. Stay safe, brother.
That's a whole other element, Preston. That I'm sorry, Case. Did you have something?
No, I was just going to say Marcus took a Uber into work yesterday.
So I'd like to hear from more people because that's an element of something that has grown exponentially over the years.
Yeah.
In years past, in the great blizzard of 96, there was nothing akin to gig workers doing stuff like this. I wonder how many people were working. So you may not get as many fares, but your rate would go up, correct? How does it work?
Yeah, and I wonder how many like Door Dashers or Uber Eats drivers too. Those are probably like in high demand.
Absolutely.
And just to get some lo mein, people. That's somebody's life in risk.
Yeah.
Well, I saw the low main truck driving around.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, somebody who's brave enough to get out there and drive that delivery, they'll do it if they've got the right vehicle.
Well, you were in Manayunk, and now you're in the city. You would talk about what happens is some bars will open up and some places will open up and clean up because anybody a business within walking distance of people locked into their homes is going to do well.
Yeah, we definitely went out for dinner last night, and there's only a couple of bars in our neighborhood that were still open.
Do you have lo mein?
I was looking for anything. But I also posted a feed on my Instagram yesterday asking which restaurants were opening up because, a lot of coffee shops, bagel joints, breakfast, lunch, bars, all these places were open, and it's hard to get the word out that it's there. There is this one place called Human Robot I was following along. They have a couple locations, and every time there's a snowstorm, they give you $1 off pints for every inch of snow.
Yeah.
And it got up to 8 inches. They're like, well, we capped out. All beer is 25 cents.
Nice.
So the place was packed.
I'll bet.
Packed.
Wow.
Yeah.
By the way, here's a text from it says, please. Oh, wow. It says, please don't put your the snow from your driveway or sidewalk into the road. We have to plow the roads from the curb to from curb to curb. Anything that you put in the street is going to go right back.
Right.
So I always throw it up on my lawn.
On the lawn, yeah. Or my neighbor's lawn or on their front stoop.
Yeah. Let me see. There was somebody who texted in about DoorDash. Somebody said DoorDash has shut down service in our area because of the weather, so us DoorDashers can't work right now.
Oh.
So I guess maybe they have the app has the ability to turn it off so they're not putting anybody at risk.
I'm curious if Lyft and Uber were running all throughout yesterday.
Well, they continued to run. I think the prices were surged wildly.
I would
because
imagine
there was a limited amount of drivers, and also
Sure.
you want to hope that people are driving safely. I did see a lot of restaurants and bars who were like, "We're rocking and rolling all night," and then by 10, they're like, "All right, we're gonna close. It's been a long day.
Yeah.
And we need to make sure our staff gets home okay."
Yeah.
Our guy over here at the Hilton, he had been. What time did we get there last night? Like 9.
Yeah, something like that.
And he had been at it since 5:30 in the morning.
So the guy working the bar?
Yeah.
Holy Jesus.
Yeah, I would imagine staff was short. If you were already somewhere, then they might call you and say, "Hey, mind sticking around for a while?"
Yeah.
Nobody's coming in.
Not only that, but I didn't even notice it. But Preston noticed that every single table in that lounge area was dirty.
It was filled with
Nothing
yes.
was cleared.
I'm like, nobody's here to clean it up.
Did you pick any up?
No.
No.
Like I didn't know where to take it.
I'm going to go clean the
Yeah. You got a bus tub I can borrow?
Yeah. Listen, decades ago, I worked in the kitchen. I'll wash a few dishes.
Yeah.
But I was talking before we came on with this break that I cannot remember the last time I did not have to go into work because of bad weather.
Right.
It's been forever.
Yeah, we've always had to.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, we'll put you up somewhere if you want. I mean, actually, it probably would have been safer for me to drive this morning than it was last night.
But you don't know that.
I drove in that. You don't know.
You don't know that.
I drove in the height of it.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. We are broadcasters. We do this job, but it wasn't until the COVID time where they called us essential workers.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, no. Those are like doctors
Which
and
is
like police
laughable.
and fire. But yeah, that's part of our job is to always come in.
Prior to that, though, we were always coming in. It's kind of wild to consider that.
Yep.
I mean,
well, I'm trying to we've always had to go to work.
Yeah, there's never been a weather related thing that has kept us from coming in.
Yeah.
We've always had to. And, in fact, I remember, back in 2016 when we got those, 22 inches or whatever it was, I never missed a day of work.
No.
Because of that.
No.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyhow, we're here as we said we would be, and we're going to hang out with you today. And we got some things other than the regular, which are obviously we're going to get to the bizarre file in a moment or two, but we're going to have a guest, TJ Lavin, on the show, legendary BMX rider who's coming to Town City Winery. That show is on February 2nd, so we'll check in with him later on. And we just made this announcement a little while ago. This is a new thing we're going to try out because the Grammys are coming up, and they never seem to get it right when it comes to rock music. And so we have created our own WMM Emmys, the Everything That Rocks Awards. And we have day one of voting. It's just going to be 4 days. There's 4 categories with a list of nominees. Today's category is Breakout Rock Artist of the Year. And we need you to just simply go to PrestonandSteve.com and click on one of the nominees. That's it. Nothing else. That's all we need from you. And we'll tally it up on Friday. We'll have the answers of who the winners are for these 4 categories. So the Breakout Rock Artists of the Year are Sleep Theory, Whiskey Myers, Return to Dust, Youngblood, Sleep Token, and Poppy. So if you would, please, as a favor to us, go over to PrestonandSteve.com and vote now for the WMM Emmys.
I love it.
Whammies.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to break and come back in a second, and the B-File is indeed on the way. So we hope you'll hang out for a minute or two. We'll be right back.
Preston and Steve.
On 93.3 WMMR.
Preston and Steve's Cardboard Classic is back Friday, March 6th.
Either it's not the cleanest or the nicest, but it'll get the job done. The boardwalk, though, absolutely incredible. It says we will accept no haters. Do yourself a favor and have a slice at Marica's and a cheesesteak at Midway.
Is Seaside like Wildwood?
I think
the boardwalk.
so.
Okay.
Number 28 is Brigantine.
Brigantine.
It says it's remarkable how close this beach is to Atlantic City while somehow feeling many miles away. It is refreshingly mellow here, a far cry from the beach a few miles south. The juxtaposition of natural beauty surrounding with the beach of the AC skyline is jarring, but a lot of fun. Decent parking gives you a kind of long walk to the beach, but it is a pretty walk to a pretty beach.
I like Brigantine. The times I've been there.
And the only knock I've heard on Brigantine are the people who live there, like full year, like all year long, that they don't like
Outsiders.
And then they will chase you out with lit torches.
No, but like our friend Tim, who has a place there, he will lie. If somebody asks him if he lives there, he'll be like, yeah, I do. Because otherwise,
really?
Yeah.
Ah, man. That sucks.
Number 27 on this list is Wildwood Crest. It says, speaking of long walks on the beach, or on the beach for that matter, Wildwood Crest is filled with hotels and families vacationing in them, which makes accessing the very wide beaches hard and getting parking even harder. The beach is cleaner than Wildwood, and the vibe is way more chill. And if you're looking for a true desert to spend a full day planted in the sand, this is a solid spot, and it is free. The beaches are free there. But there's a whole lot less to do as well. It says it's funny because Casey and I were at Mudhead, this brew pub in Wildwood, and we were talking to a guy who was local who came out and saw, I was playing with the band Five Times Famous.
Right.
And he was talking to us. He's like, dude, every time you guys mention Wildwood Crest, we're like, stop it. Don't let the secret out about how great this place is.
It really is a wonderful place.
All right. Then number 21 is North Wildwood. Cleaner and more relaxing. It's boisterous brother to the south. North Wildwood is perfect if you want to spend a little time at Wildwood's vaunted boardwalk, but beach time is more important to you. The parking is surprisingly good as well. The streets are pretty wide.
Are they?
In North Wildwood,
streets are wide. The problem there is that the beaches erode every single year.
They do.
And every year they have to like dredge and I mean it's pretty wild. And so you wonder why.
Wow.
Well, yeah, you wonder why Wildwood and Wildwood Crest beaches are so big. I think it's because the beaches at North Wildwood are
depositing onto them.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so these are the top 44.
The top 44?
No, these are
beaches.
all 44 beaches in
Oh,
New
I'm
Jersey.
sorry. Yeah, all 44 New Jersey beaches
Ranked.
ranked worst to best.
Right.
And this is NJ.com. We're not going through all of them, just some highlights. So,
Just our beaches.
number 19 is Stone Harbor. And listen to this description. Taylor Swift fans know this beach all too well. The singer-songwriter spent her childhood here, and who can blame her? It says, the beach is gorgeous. You won't find a much better beach in your wildest dreams. The sand is great, though you'll want to shake it off before you go
I
home.
get it. All those are Taylor Swift songs.
And don't forget to leave a blank space in your stomach for ice cream from Springer's, another T Swift favorite.
I love Springers.
And if you didn't get any of those puns, it says, baby, now we got bad blood. Okie dokie.
The only knock on Stone Harbor is that it's pricey.
Oh, my God, is it pricey?
It's probably the priciest.
Dude, if you go by, so in the little town there's a real estate place, and they have
fun.
listings in the
in the window. Yeah.
Oh, I can't afford that. I can't
$8
afford
million.
that. Yeah.
I mean, it's insane.
For a 3-bedroom.
Insane. The price of
Does
real
their
estate
lead
there.
realtor have googly eyes? Or is
No, that's a different guy. But we could make this happen. All right, number 17 on the list is Avalon. It says the walk to the beach at Avalon is longer than we'd like, but the beach is nice and wide and the sand is soft and perfect for laying out. Parking isn't an issue either.
That was my beach for years.
That's
Avalon?
where my parents had a house.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
they sold it, right?
My dad's biggest financial regret in his entire life had a house on 17th Street. It was barely a house. It was like a shack, but
Was it
Still be worth millions now.
Yeah, the property alone. You're buying the zip code, you're buying the acreage, and it was a nice place for a family to go. And my mom hates my dad for.
And not only that, he said that there was an issue because there was oil seeping up to the ground.
Yeah, I mean, what are they going to do with all
What
this
am I going
bubbling
to do
crude?
with this bubbling oil?
Nick, was it beachside or bayside?
No, it was in the middle. Okay, so it
Okay.
was, but you could walk to what's it called, Circle Pizza, and look, it was Avalon. It's a great beach, and it's a really nice family town.
So we would, when we were doing our live broadcasts from when we were in Y100, we would always go to Avalon.
Yes.
It was
On
very
21st.
chill, very chill.
Oh, by the way, man, Sylvester's is gone now, or at least it was going away, and that was my favorite crab cake of all time. Sylvester's is right off of 21st Street, and it had been there forever and ever and ever.
Do we need an investigative report?
No. They just went away. I guess maybe the real estate was just too lucrative, and they sold it. I don't really know,
The
but
rent
it
is
made
too
me
damn high.
It made me really sad because
Did you?
I took you there.
Yeah, I thought it was just okay.
Which one did you
man.
get?
That's personal preference. I got the broiled like you recommended. Yeah.
No, it's the
Can you
fried
guys
is-
still be friends?
fried is where it's at.
I think we can still be friends.
we can still, we're still friends.
All right.
Brought him coffee
but
this
not
morning.
as
He said
close.
thank you.
Well, he wrote it on a sticky and put it on his forehead.
Number 13 on this list is Ocean City.
Ocean City.
Previously a contender for the top spot in the rankings, Ocean City's beach itself has seen better days and now has exposed piping throughout sections.
That's so cool.
Go play on the pipe, kids. You can still find very nice stretches, though, and there is no questioning how incredible Ocean City's throwback boardwalk is, featuring Gillian's Wonderland Pier, Playland's Castaway Cove, and delicious Coors Brothers frozen custard, among other attractions.
I always went to Ocean City. It is not the beach that I knew growing up. Like, they had these awesome little jetties that would create these little pools, and you could find starfish. Those things don't exist anymore. They just
It's over.
It's over.
I like their boardwalk.
Yeah, it's a
I
nice.
think it's really nice.
There's not a lot of undeveloped area.
Give any starfish.
It's so crowded.
Where's the starfish?
It is.
Yeah, they develop every single available acreage there, and it's a city, so I guess that's why they do it. But it's a little frustrating.
And they go up really high with their
Yes, they
the
do.
properties.
Like
It's
3-4 stories
Jersey
they can
has
go up there.
In general, Jersey has some, and a large part due to the shore stuff, the highest valued real estate in the country.
yeah,
Yes.
but like in towns like Cape May, like there's still a lot of green space, so
Right,
in Ocean City, there's just not.
Nick, I've gone to Ocean City. A friend of mine has a house there, and I've gone and I called her once, and I was like, "I'm leaving because I can't find parking."
Yeah, for
Like, I was
sure.
like, "This is ridiculous." And fortunately, she has a large driveway, so she was like, "No, I'll pull my car in the garage. You come into the driveway." But I mean, it was so crowded that I'm like, I literally can't find parking within walking distance of your house.
All right, I've only got 4 more I'm going to point out because we're getting into the top 10 here. So number 6 on this list. Number 6. We don't have those, do we? Still?
Yeah, we do.
That's all right. Sea Isle City.
Sea Isle City.
Yep. It says a big, beautiful beach, gorgeous dunes to admire, plenty of soft sand to stretch out on. Less than ideal parking is the only real drawback.
Number 6.
There is a paved promenade instead of a boardwalk to stroll down, and Fish Alley is loaded with a plethora of tantalizing seafood and Italian food options.
So Nick had mentioned earlier that it sort of attracts the younger crowd, and
Seattle City.
Well, yeah, but not anymore. I've said this for years. So they're actually closing a lot of those party spots, and they're building nicer restaurants that are attracting more families, a little bit of an older crowd. So it's still a really fun city to go to, but that I think that like drunken 20-year-old, although there are still some there, they're sort of pushing them out.
Now they're drunken 60-year-olds.
I mean,
is this a good pound cake place in town?
pretty much. But the thing about Seattle that I love the most is once you get there, because they say that parking isn't the greatest there. I mean, it's not in any of the beach towns, but once you park, you don't ever have to move. You can go for a weekend. You can go for a full week. You don't have to move.
You're there, locked and loaded.
They have the jitney that goes up and down the entire town, and you don't. I mean, that's what I like the best about it is I literally never drive the car once I get there.
That's cool. Steve, you and I are wheel watchers, and I've noticed recently that there's a Sea Isle City campaign. It's not Jersey Shore.
Yes,
it's
no,
not,
you're right.
and it's just focuses exclusively on one town, which I find to be interesting that they have enough ad dollars to focus a tourism campaign on just that one city. But yeah, they're focusing on it.
I know they have a primo hoagie, so there we go.
Yeah, all right.
All right,
there.
down to number 4 now.
Number 4.
It's time for number 4.
Well, it's Cape May Point.
Cape May Point.
Oh my God, is it beautiful there?
Is it?
It says while there isn't as much to do at Cape May as its Eastern Brother Beach as far as boardwalk activities and food options, that also means less crowds to compete with. And that means that the just about same idyllic sands with way more real estate. It's a bit of a hike to get from the street to the beach, but it's a beautiful walk through the dunes and trees.
This looks the picture we're looking at looks very lovely, and it has a lighthouse.
Yes, there's a exactly. The beach itself is so raw and secluded that you hardly feel like you're at the Jersey Shore. It is pretty quiet there.
It is, and it's definitely one of the appealing factors. That used to be my vacation spot for a number of years. I love Cape May Point. There was a store there called the Red Store, and it was a great restaurant, and I believe it's closed. I think they closed during the pandemic, and they have not reopened. It's a really cool little spot right in the section, right in the middle part of that part of town, and there's nothing that's gone in to replace it, which is a shame.
So I like how all you guys know all these locations and all the places to eat. Like, so I guess part of the process growing up here would have been to migrate to sample all the towns. Was that kind of the thing?
Yeah. We would vacation in a couple of the towns, and you sort of get your feel and what you like. And the thing is too is like once you finally get your town, like where you like to go, that's really the only one. And there,
So that's the process, though. You sample and then you decide what town's your town. And that's that.
Yeah, as a kid, we went to Ocean City, we went to Wildwood Crest,
right.
And where you land is like your beach town. No one can convince you otherwise.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, there's an ownership thing, it seems. I'm picking up
Totally.
on.
Oh, for sure.
Especially if you legitimately own property, right?
I'm being indoctrinated into this. There's a pride of what your town is, what your beach is, and all that stuff.
I think if I won the lottery, I'd buy a place in Cape May Point. That's my favorite town, I think.
All right, number 2 on this.
Number 2.
Oh,
that's a little more aggressive.
What happened to that?
That's from Hamilton, by the way. Those are the 10 rules of dueling.
Casey Kasem is Alexander Hamilton.
All right, number 2 is Cape May.
All right.
Cape May.
Number 1 beach in New Jersey for 3 years running is finally dethroned. It says, but let's be honest, the beach at exit 0 on the Garden State Parkway is basically 1A. Perfect sand, picturesque boardwalk, dining options that make the town one of the state's top food designations, and blocks of gorgeous Victorian architecture make the long trip down to the state's southern tip well worth it. So, all right, and then number 1. I'm not familiar with Beach Haven.
It's on LBI.
According to NJ.com. Okay.
Beach Haven.
Yeah. It says, for the first time in the history of our rankings, a new number 1 takes the crown. Beach Haven has been knocking on the door for a long time, finishing in the top 4 every year. One of the southernmost beaches on Long Beach Island is knocking no more. It's here. The mellow vibe combined with pristine beach. Some of the best surrounding food and entertainment in the state make it truly perfect beach destination. Any of you guys ever been there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
LBI is interesting because there's I think just the one way in and out. And so when you get onto that island, you then have to make a decision. You going north or you going south? And it's a long drive. Like when you get to Wildwood Crest or the Wildwoods, there's a bunch of different ways to get onto that island.
Yes.
I believe with LBI, there's just the one, and it's just it makes it interesting.
Wow. And I would imagine it makes it a long trip to get off.
As you
of
can
there
imagine.
when you need to.
This was our day trip spot. Like as a kid in high school, where we would go with our friends. This is where we would go. I don't know what traffic is like now, but when we were going in high school, we were fine. It wasn't too bad getting there.
What's the most northern beach in New Jersey?
Isn't it the one where the nude beach is? That Sandy Hook? Because we've talked about that a couple times. No, like you can see Manhattan
that's a little
from
further north.
Yeah, you got to keep going, Steve. That's Massachusetts.
Oh, right.
Yeah. That's near Boston.
Okay, I've heard of that.
But we've talked about that nude beach in Sandy Hook more than once. And Case, you can see Manhattan from there. You can see the Freedom Tower.
Right. That's got to be pretty cool. By the way, Marissa handed me this note. She was at the Dinner on Blanc in Atlantic City over the weekend, and she learned that MTV is filming Jersey Shore 2.0 in AC this summer. And
That's
she found
pretty
the house.
wild.
She took a picture of it and posted it on social media. Yeah.
Maybe we should audition.
Maybe we should.
I was in New York on Long Island this past weekend at a place called Nickerson Beach, and just the difference between the beaches, like our Jersey Shore and there, it's just like it's completely different. I mean, it was beautiful, and I loved it there, but just the difference, I was like,
All right, thanks, Marissa. Real quick shout out, if you don't mind. Hang on, I get my stuff here. This is an email that says, "Hey, Preston and Steve Show." This is from Dylan and Jonah, and they said, "Please." Can we ask that you give our mommy a birthday shout out on Monday, the 26th of January? We think she's 4-something old. We have heard our daddy call her Kate, but we will call her Mommy or Mama. She's the best. Please, can you say happy birthday, Mommy, Kate, on the radio for us? Thank you very much, Dylan and Josh. P.S. Our daddy says he knows you. So their daddy is Damien. Caddy at Pine Valley, who's a friend of mine. So
you've mentioned him.
Yep. Shout out to you guys, and happy birthday to you, Kate. We hope you have a great day. And just like me, what a wonderful weather day to have your birthday. That was yesterday. But is what it is, my friend. All right, so let's get into the beef file, and then we'll touch on a couple other things I want to tell you about. So here we go.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
Brought to you by The Bagster.
Yeah.
Buy yours now at any home improvement store, just $29.99. You fill it up, they pick it up. It's on your schedule. The Bagster, dumpster in a bag, buy, fill, gone. So I'll start with this story. Thanks to a prior conviction, a man is behind bars on an enhanced criminal count for allegedly striking a male victim with a ketchup packet, according to court records. Yes.
You could kill someone.
Investigators say that Austin Simmons committed the battery inside a Florida bus terminal on Monday evening. The victim, cops say, was checking on Simmons, who appeared to be passed out. Identified as a transient in the arrest affidavit, Simmons woke up irate. He then walked towards Carlos Mora and threw an opened ketchup packet at the victim.
So dangerous.
Mora, cops added, suffered 2 spots of ketchup on his jacket. Cops found the packet.
That's going to be a bitch getting that out.
Cops found the packet on the ground, open with ketchup pouring out. The packet, which holds 0.3 ounces, was not collected as evidence. Now, Simmons denied striking Mora with the condiment, but reportedly admitted to giving him the ketchup packet.
Well, it's a big distinction.
While the minor incident would normally be handled as a misdemeanor, Simmons was charged with a 3rd-degree felony due to a prior battery conviction.
I'd charge him with terrorism.
Arrest records do not indicate whether the earlier case was filed or whether Simmons was convicted of a misdemeanor or felony. In addition to the battery rap, Simmons was charged with possession of a controlled substance after a search turned up a small amount of chalky substance police identified as cocaine.
Do you keep a ketchup packet in your car door in case things get dicey?
No, but I do keep a little bit of cocaine there in case I need that. Simmons is locked up in lieu of a $5,000 bond on both the battery and drug counts. A pastor has gone viral on social media after asking one of his congregants to please donate $10,000 in order to become a millionaire. So in the case of Pastor Dr. Todd Hall, he was asking for a pretty big donation in the form of $10,000. The catch, whoever was able to seed that massive bundle of cash would receive even more. He made that promise in July at the ADR Prophetic Conference 2025. However, the clip has surfaced in the early part of 2026, becoming a viral talking point on social media, with some uploads getting over 3 million views. So he called the money the hard part of his request.
Yeah, he's right.
Adding, the last time he'd made the request was probably 20 years ago. And I quote him, "The Lord said, I want to make a multi-millionaire out of someone, but they have to sow $10,000. He said, and they have to do that within 90 seconds.
Wow, man.
He said, with a QR code flashing on the screen behind him, if you're going to do this, get it now. Write the check. If you do this, God said, I'm going to make you a multi-millionaire. I wish it was me. Money does not have me at all. I control it. I'm like Cat Williams," he said. "The reason why I have a lot of it is I give 10% away on a regular basis because it belongs to God.
Because I'm like Cedric the Entertainer.
But there's a person in here. You sow that within 90 seconds. It should be less than that. And God said, I'm going to show you my face."
I did not realize there was a divine aspect to the QR code.
Yeah, I did not either. Oh my God.
That the Lord implemented the QR code.
How do they not see it? How do you? I mean, he's a shill. It's just, that's all there is to it.
The flock believes it.
Yeah.
There you go. So did he hit his goal?
God, no, nobody donated 10 grand.
Maybe you didn't hear me.
His 90-second time limit came and went with him still asking for the money.
Son of a bitch.
Yep. Son of a bitch.
I guess I'm going to have to work.
The Lord now says 3 minutes. He just keeps adding.
We just got an extension.
Yeah. Wait.
Praise Jesus.
There's a message coming in.
He was using metric time.
All right. A man was found wearing an illegal pair of what were described as large Wolverine-style metal knuckles by a police officer on Thursday. The police said that the officer made the alarming discovery while on foot patrol in a wooded area.
It's less Wolverine's metal knuckles than the blades that come out of the knuckles.
During a subsequent search of the man, the officer found a meth pipe in his pocket as well.
Was it like a Wolverine-styled meth pipe?
I think it was. The man was also camping illegally and storing garbage a short distance from the state waterway.
Yeah, I like to store garbage. No need to get rid of it.
The man who...
in fact, I call it sort of a Wolverine-style garbage.
The man who was not identified by police was booked into the county jail for charges tied to the weapon, drug paraphernalia, and illegal camping. So it's not clear why the man was wearing the metal knuckles.
Even I don't know.
Metal
serious.
knuckles.
It was just
Preston,
a whimsical thing.
Don't you have Wolverine knuckles? Didn't we get?
Well, they're blades.
They're blades.
Not knuckles.
Yeah, they're not knuckles. Right?
No, somebody brought in when there was one of the X-Men movies that had come out, a set of them, and the way that they used on them on the film. The actual they may have been from the production. I'm not sure.
Okay,
but it was pretty interesting the way you hold them in your hand, and it does look like it's coming out of your body, out of your hands.
Right, like a tailored grip that has indentations that gets hidden when you make a fist.
Yeah.
And the blades come through so tightly between your fingers.
Yeah,
It looks like it.
It was really cool, but they took those back.
Oh, you didn't get to keep
no, I didn't.
Damn
Hell
it.
no. That would have been awesome, though. All right, one last story. Lululemon is temporarily removing a new style of leggings from its online store in North America following customer complaints. Lululemon said that it was temporarily pulling its new Get Low collection from its online store.
That's the Michael Madsen line.
To better understand some initial guest feedback. So despite pulling its product online, the company added the collection is still for sale in its physical stores in North America. Users on Reddit had complained that the new leggings were essentially see-through while you were bending or squatting, with some people calling the leggings not squat-proof. So I guess as you did that, the fabric would stretch and it would thin out and you could see everything.
And that's true, yeah.
Lululemon said in its statement, our Get Low collection is designed to support our guests as they train and feature seamless technology to provide a sculpted look and feel in a weightless, fast-drying fabric.
Hey, nice butthole.
This is not the first time Lululemon has pulled a new collection after receiving complaints from its customers. In 2024, the company pulled its breeze-through leggings after customers alleged the item's fabric was subpar.
That's part of the here's my nutsack line.
Additionally, customers complained about the leggings, waistband, seams, and small sizing as well.
I've seen various pairs of yoga pants. We had the yoga pants contest in here that are sheer enough where you're seeing a lot.
Sure, yeah, the quality. I did see a video, too, of Gen Z girls trying to wear millennial, like, Britney low-rise pants.
Right.
And they're like, how did you guys go out? Like, how did you do anything? And it was like, yeah, you just had your thong hanging out all the time.
Yeah.
You had your
All the
underwear
time.
riding above your jeans. Exactly.
You guys saw my thong for years.
Oh, yeah. The old whale tail. All right, so we're going to make an announcement right now. We have something coming up. This is not a great day to make announcements. A lot of people are off work and not out and about, but we're announcing it anyway because we're excited to have a little get-together for the gals.
Yeah.
It's a Preston and Steve sorority party at Parks Casino, and it's for Galentine's Day.
Yeah, we have to.
All right, so this is going to be Thursday, February 12th from 6 to 8 p.m. at Liberty Bell Beer Garden inside Parks Casino in Bensalem. We always try to have some type of an activity. We've done painting parties. We've done initiation pin parties. We've even done a square dancing event there. This time around, we're playing bingo. Bingo, baby! It's a Galentine's Day bingo party at Parks Casino. So this is going to be, like I said, Thursday, February 12th. It'll be from 6 to 8 p.m. Ladies only, 21 and older. We're going to have your first drink for free. You get a happy hour buffet. Their food is great.
It is really good. I was, surprised the first time, but yeah, I love it.
Yeah, so you get the buffet and the first drink, and we're going to hang out. We're going to play bingo, and we'll give away some prizes, obviously, with that game, too. So I tell you what, we'll take, we're going to eventually get about 100 gals on board, but we'll take caller number 8, 610-660-9333. We'll just give away one for now, and we'll slowly ease our way into it, and we'll set you up with that. But I'm excited that we're headed back. Yep.
That's a bingo.
For Galentine's Day and at Parks Casino. It's been a little while since we've done an event at the Liberty Bell Beer Garden, which is this gorgeous room they have there.
We love it. We keep going back. And Preston, if there's one game you associate with the romance of Valentine's Day and Galentine's Day, it's bingo.
It's bingo. Come on, man.
Hey, listen,
it's
man.
so romantic.
I just called bingo on Friday night at my daughter's high school, a designer bag bingo. And I mean, it was, 350 women there.
Yeah.
Going
And I mean,
crazy.
69. How much sexier does it get than that?
And that's sex.
All right, so we will invite you. Caller number 8, 610-660-9333. Over the next few days, we will be adding more to that list, and we'll do them a little bit more often, so get yourself set for that. And I want to reiterate that we announced something else today, and that is our version of the Grammys. The Grammys never get the rock categories correct. So we are doing the WMM Ammys. The Everything That Rocks Awards. And each day this week through Thursday, we have 4 different categories altogether with a list of nominees. And simply each day for 24 hours, you get to go on and vote. You go to PrestonandSteve.com and you just click on the band you want. That's it. That's all there is to it. We don't need to sign up, do anything other than that. It's a very quick in and out. Today's category is Breakout Rock Artist of the Year, and the nominees are Sleep Theory, Whiskey Myers, Return to Dust, Youngblood, Sleep Token, and Poppy. So please vote if you would, and then tomorrow we'll have a new category for you, and we'll end up doing like Best Rock Song, Tour, and things like that. So, and then Friday we're going to reveal who all the winners are. We're going to take a break. We'll come back in a second on this very interesting Monday morning with this blanket of snow. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
How's your content search? Preston and Steve have 20 years of podcasts for you.
Sorry about that. It's me, Preston. I want to remind you can start the new year with healthier choices and rewards with Acme Sincerely Health Platform. That helps you stick to your resolutions with personalized nutrition plans, prescription reminders, and a bunch more. You can sign up in the Acme app and you can earn grocery savings just for staying active. There are details at acmemarkets.com/health and make life easier in 2026. Use the app to view the weekly ad, clip digital coupons, earn rewards, and you can shop any way you want. That's in-store, delivery, or order your groceries to drive up and go. Where an experienced Acme associate will carefully select, pack your order, even bring your prescriptions to the pharmacy or from the pharmacy, and then bring it all right to your car. Plus, you can earn rewards points for every purchase and redeem them for free grocery items or cash off your next shopping trip. Say goodbye to juggling paper coupons and missing out on the best deals. You can use it to plan your shopping list like a pro, view the weekly ad, clip digital deals on the products that you buy most, and shop for delivery or pickup. Acme, official grocery of the Preston and Steve Show. Acme, making your grocery shopping easier than ever.
Winter is here, and Montage Mountain in Scranton, PA is open for the season. Come ski or snowboard and get away in the best terrain in Pennsylvania. Did you know that every non-holiday Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and out Thursday, lift tickets to Montage Mountain are just $45 with rentals included, free before 4 p.m.? It's the best deal around. Need a lesson? Montage Mountain's professional instructors can show you the ropes starting as early as age 3. Get outside and have some fun this winter at the only place to be, Montage Mountain. See ya on the snow.
The $5 Big Breakfast Deal is back at Wawa. Get any sizzly, any size hot or iced coffee, and a crispy hash brown, all for just $5. And if your morning calls for something sweet, try our new caramel and chocolate craze flavors. Choose caramel, go chocolate, or swirl the two into your perfect cup. Some deals promise value. Wawa delivers it. The $5 Big Breakfast Deal is back. Gotta have a Wawa.
See DallasStillSucks.com for details. All offers on approved credit, plus tax and $4.98 doc fee. New year, new car, new Cherokee.
Easy, boy. Here we go.
And they're off.
World-famous Gary Barberas is storming out of the gate.
Up to $25,000 off.
Jeeps, Jeep.
It's our first sale of the year. Cohen Cherokee.
Crazy! Just $199 down for only $199 a month.
Hang it up, Hyundai. Wouldn't want to be a Kia. Gary Barbera's loaded with Cherokees, and more Cherokees.
Just $199 down for only $199 a month.
New year, new car. It's our first sale of the year. Cohen Cherokee.
Crazy! Drop rows and rows of Borbeck in the Boulevard. Jeeps cheap. Just $199 down for only $199 a month.
Is Barbera the best? Boy, I guess. New year, new car. Gary Barbera's going Cherokee.
Crazy! Just $199 down for only $199 a month.
Oh yeah, DallasStillSucks.com.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
So I'm opening a second location for my coffee shop this year.
I smell trouble brewing.
I needed to print new menus, loyalty cards, window signage, so I went to Staples.
That'll cost you a latte. Get it?
Actually, I saved $100 on my print order, and everything looks amazing.
Well, grind my beans and call me impressed.
Staples made it easy.
If your business needs to print, let's go Staples.
That was easy.
Offer valid in-store and online. Ends 1/31. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
You may not be playing in the big game, but you can still prep like a pro. Upgrade your system with worldwide stereo and transform your home theater into the ultimate game day experience. Shop the biggest and best OLED TVs from Sony, Samsung, and LG with sizes up to 98 inches. Explore custom home theater packages with unbeatable bundle pricing and 0% financing. Our expert designers will optimize your setup for any budget. In Montgomeryville, Wayne, or at worldwidestereo.com/football.
From Westchester to Doylestown, from Drexel Hill to Lansdale to Philly, we all look out for each other.
So growing up on Long Island, we had all of the, you had your beaches. We had a multitude of beaches, and you eventually settled on your one.
But just even the way they do, even the way they go to the beach is different than us.
Absolutely.
Well, I realized that we didn't do the city beat here. We did the beach bum. Because that's all we have time for.
Wasn't even the city beat.
I apologize. I have more city beat stories. Maybe we'll get to them in a little while. So I guess this has been the beach bum. I don't know, which I just made up. Or have we had that character before?
No. We can do the beach bum.
No, we
Absolutely.
did. Yeah, because we even had theme music for it.
Did we?
Yeah, it was.
Was it Wipeout?
It might have been
Was
like
it the
Miserlou.
bird?
It might have been a Dick Dale song.
All right.
Okay. All right, well, anyhow, that's NJ.com, the full article they have on their website, but it's all 44 New Jersey beaches ranked worst to best for.
And number one again?
For this year. Number one.
Beach Haven.
Beach Haven, yeah. But
LBI.
But more in our area, Cape May came in at number 2, which is it's been number 1 many times before. All right, with that, let's take a break, come back in just a moment, because I got some bizarre file stories I think you shall enjoy. Stay with us. Kathy, I saw this article this morning, and it was in the Daily Mail. And who was it? Tracy Cox is her name,
Yes.
believe it or not. Yeah, she's like a relationship advice columnist.
Out of England, correct?
Out of England, correct. And I saw this article. So it's, obviously online dating, using apps and all that stuff is very easy to, peruse. But then again, you might be hesitant on that type of thing.
You want to do it old school.
She had come up with some ideas on how and where to meet men if you're, like in your 30s or something like that. That age range is kind of where she's targeting. But out in the real world.
Yes.
Like some good places and what to do. And I was like, okay, I'll take a look at this. And there's some good practical advice here. But it goes on to later on describe, and I'll get to it at the end, of how to tell when a man is interested in you. Secret signs that he's ready for sex, which I found very, very fun. But I wanted to go through some of these other things.
Locations where you can meet men.
Yeah.
So we're trying to help out the ladies or guys.
And
Well, that's where you messed up, son. You can't go to no bar to find a nice woman. You got to go to a nice place, a quiet place like a library. There's a good woman there.
Church.
And at church is good girls.
Yep.
Or this place here, where I'm going tonight, the Black Awareness Rally, there's going to be some fine women there. Good, clean girls. That's where I'm going.
I love that scene so
It's
much.
great. It's
And
great.
anything that takes place in Mighty Sharp in that shop is just gold. For those who have never seen Coming to America, that's what that's from. So anyhow, where to meet men, she says. All right, so not, and like he says at the beginning of that clip, you can't go to no bar.
Well, that's where you messed up, son. You can't go to no bar to find a nice woman. You got to go to a nice place.
All right, so
A library.
instead of the bars, here are the suggestions. So exercising, she says, but Pilates, probably not going to turn up too many prospects. So you don't want to go to yoga, Pilates, things like that. If you're interested in meeting a guy, chances are you need to go somewhere else like a gym, boot camp style classes, and running clubs and things like that.
So her suggestion of a boot camp made sense to me. Like in a gym, a lot of times I would think, and Kathy, obviously, and you and Marissa can speak to this more, but I think you're kind
busy.
You're working with other people,
Well,
whereas at a gym you're on your equipment and you
You're on your
don't want to
own.
be bothered.
Yeah.
You need some sort of class,
Or
or like CrossFit.
CrossFit.
Always seems to be
Yeah.
like that family feel, and you get to know people, you become friends with them.
And if you're just starting, you can have a heart attack in public. That's always a benefit.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kathy, have you ever been hit on or approached in a gym? Because it's really like you should never do that if you're a guy. It's
Right.
just it's rule number 1, but it still happens.
I don't know. I don't think he was hitting on me, but actually, he's a listener of the show, and he ended up telling me. And we used to call him Superman because he used to wear a Superman shirt to the gym. He's probably listening now. I don't think he was hitting on me, but he once said to me, he's like, "I'm practically doing flips over there." He's like, "And you're not even looking over at me."
Wow.
But he was like super. He was very fit. He like would do pull-ups and like flip up over the bar.
Right,
and, like, we always like kind of smiled at him because he was like, he drew attention to himself in the gym. And
Right.
I would do a class with a group of girls, and so we'd be like, Superman's over there.
All right, she also recommends going to your local park. Go to the park. It says post-pandemic.
Go to the park.
Parks are the new cool place to be, but don't just go for a walk. Sit on a bench. Resist the urge to drag out your phone and simply look around you. Make eye contact with anyone you like the look of and stay put. If they like you, they'll find a reason to walk past again within the next 5 or 10 minutes.
So I saw a woman in the park the other day. She had a shopping cart with a lot of what appeared to be her belongings in it. Was she on the prowl?
She might have been,
Yeah.
Steve.
She was sending out the vibes to you, bro.
Was I getting hit on?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did she tell you, did she walk up and say, give me $1?
Yeah, I want $1.
But I don't know. Maybe she was interested, Steve. Who knows? All right. Taking the dog for a walk. So if you have a pet or if you want to borrow one, it gives people the perfect excuse to approach you. And that is actually, guys use that
It's an
tactic
icebreaker
as well, most definitely.
What was the Janine Garofalo film that was really
yeah.
Truth about cats and dogs.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so I took my dog to, and I didn't realize this, but Cape May has like a little town center walk. And I took Reggie there, and I mean, people went crazy for him.
The amount of tail you got was crazy, right?
Well, I mean, but you're talking about this, Preston. I think it's weirder and harder for a guy to approach a woman in public.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Like,
But I mean,
I don't want to scare you.
If you want these, I think, provide, to Preston's point and the point of the article, these provide you a more viable, unless you're like what they used to classically refer to as a masher. If you're legitimately would like to speak to a woman and start a line of conversation.
Well, here's the thing. These are just the places to go to. Now, your technique that you use.
Like, you can't just whip it out.
When you get there is a different story.
Hey, nibble my shack.
Right.
I love this dog.
Nose
walk.
bag.
Right.
Nibble my bag.
Nibble my bag.
I like sack works, too.
It's actually better.
Even better.
Actually, that was Gerald Ford's line.
Oh, okay. All right, thank you very much, Marissa. Obviously, the snow's the big topic of conversation today. I did, however, so it was yesterday was my birthday, and of course, the big snowstorm came on that day. And Steve, you had asked me off air, you're like, did you get to have any kind of a birthday at all? And not really yesterday, but over the weekend, me and Rochelle and Caleb had planned a trip to New York City to go see a couple of Broadway shows.
And the good thing is, because the storm didn't hit till Sunday.
Yeah.
And so you were set Friday, Saturday.
We kept watching the forecast. I'm like, oh, man, come on. So we left Friday shortly after I got home, and we drove to Hamilton, New Jersey, jumped on New Jersey Transit, took the train in. I will forever do it that way.
Yeah.
It is just avoiding the hassle of driving in Manhattan and dealing. When you got to pay for parking and tolls and all that stuff anyway, and just paying for a train ticket is totally worth it.
And that Hamilton station is great. And
it is
to
great.
Park at.
Yeah. It's a little bit better than Trenton, I think. So, and it's 3 miles past there.
It's newer.
It is newer. Yeah. So anyhow, but dude, it was frigid in NYC.
I knew it would be.
It was like 10 degrees and depending on which alleyway or, which street you turn down, then all of a sudden there's just a wind tunnel coming along. And I was just like, oh my God. But we didn't have to walk too far, 4 or 5 blocks. That was it. But it was brutally cold.
I know it well. From all the years I spent going into the city, used to be one of the standard things coming from Long Island, going to the city.
Yeah.
But that canyon accelerates. We get a bit of it here in Philly, but there's just something otherworldly there.
Yeah.
So it's always going to be colder in the city and hotter in the city.
It's wild when you're walking around a large group of people when it's really cold like that and eyeballing people who the cold doesn't seem to affect them. Well, I'm freezing my ass off. I'm as bundled up as I could possibly be, and there were people out there in just hoodies and stuff. Not many, but a few. I was like, man, how do you do it?
Preston, at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon yesterday, some dude comes rolling up into a place we were at in shorts.
Oh, no.
A sweatshirt and an umbrella.
And he looked fine?
And he was just like, that was his
he the
casual.
penguin?
I must have been. I was staring. I was like, no way. No
wow.
way.
Yeah, some people
We're
are
all built different.
A little bit more adept to it. But real quick, I do want to give you a couple of highlights because we did go to 2 shows.
Right.
Friday night, we went to a show called All Out. Which is the companion to a show that was All In. It's a rotating cast of famous people. I think it was originally created by John Mulaney, and I can't remember who. It was another big, high-profile comedic name. So it's a rotating cast, and the show that we saw was Sarah Silverman, also Craig Robinson.
Nice.
Great to see him.
Yeah.
If it wouldn't have been so damn cold out, I probably would have waited. If you wait by the stage door after a show, they usually come out. And also Heidi Gardner. She was great.
She's great. SNL.
And then another guy who I know him. I just can't remember his name. He's been in tons of movies and shows. You guys would know exactly. He was on Big Mouth. He was one of the main characters on there, and I can't remember his name.
Big Mouth? All right.
He's got wild, crazy hair.
Martsuka's.
Yes.
Yeah. What the hell is it?
You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. He's great.
Oh, wait. Ryan Shuttleworth knows.
Jason Mantzoukas.
That's it. He's great.
Yeah. So it was a great cast. And the show was the comedy. So let me just describe the show. They had a house band, which I'm going to tell you about in a minute, and they would do comedic vignettes. They were short. They had the scripts out in front of them and everything. It's kind of theater of the mind. They had a projection behind them, which would show certain illustrations that were, punctuating some of the comedy they were doing. And so they were doing these bits that would last anywhere from 30 seconds to 5 to 8 minutes long. And it was a series of these, just one right after another, right after another. They would have little music segues to go from one bit to another. The comedy was just okay.
Really?
It wasn't like, there are a few times where I was just like, that wasn't very funny. It wasn't super sharp writing. And I love Sarah Silverman. I was so happy. This is my first time seeing her in person, so I was excited to see that. But it was just like, it was just okay.
Who wrote it? Was it Mulaney wrote it?
I don't know who wrote this. I don't know how they write this show. I'm guessing it's different all the time. I think they're just throwing stuff out there, bits and things. I don't think it's the same thing every time.
Kind of a morphing review.
But the house band was out of this world. They are a group called Lawrence. It's a brother and sister fronted band, and they're up for a Grammy for Best Arrangement. And this gal's range of vocals, we just were dumbfounded by how powerful her voice was. So the rest of the weekend, we've been listening to all music from those guys.
So you go for you really should go for the band and skip the comedy.
It was amazing. So the band would they do 2 or 3 vignettes, and then the band would go into a music segment, play one of their songs, and then they'd circle back and then go back into the comedy again. So it went like that. It's only like an hour and a half long show.
Was the audience responding well to the comedy, or was it?
Not every bit.
Okay.
Yeah, there were some complimentary.
Yeah.
Really?
Couple of claps here and there, but it wasn't laugh out loud, crack up like you would expect with a cast like that.
That would be very fun.
But you can have great talented people, but the material has to be there. So it was a little bit underwhelming. I wouldn't say don't go see it, but because it's kind of special to see those people performing live like that. But it wasn't all that funny. It was great to see Craig Robinson, though. The band did let him sing one of the lines in one of their songs. He killed it. It was great. But then, the real reason I want to talk about this was the next day we went to the Stranger Things show.
Which we have since learned, and obviously we have talked a lot about Stranger Things on the show, but we have since learned how pivotal and how much canon information is relayed in this stage show.
Yeah, the Duffer Brothers were the co-writers of it, so it all stays within their storyline. But man, I'm telling you, visually, I've never seen anything like this live before. It was something else. Number one, it's in the theater is in the Marriott Marquis Hotel, literally in the hotel we stay in.
Which room?
It wasn't in a room. It was on the 3rd floor. But the visual effects are absolutely mind-blowing. Like I was telling Casey at the beginning, they are doing these projections up on the screen, kind of setting the stage. It starts with the Philadelphia experiment, actually.
Oh, nice.
That actually took place. It was like this time travel invisibility test they were doing on ships in the Naval Yard.
That's how the hoagie was invented.
A lot of people don't know that. And anyhow, so they're showing these projections of articles in newspapers and stuff like that, and then it transforms into what I thought was filmed.
Yeah,
and it wasn't. They were live, and so it took me a few minutes to go like, are those real people?
Those actors are real,
or is it just a projection? And then it goes straight into this thing, Steve, where there's a shipwreck and the ship is right in the middle of the stage and there's lightning, and they had this sound system that was explosive,
right,
incredibly loud.
So you're saying you're sitting in your seat and you're seeing what appears to be a ship on stage.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was amazing.
What was it?
Yeah, it wasn't an actual like
it was like the front of like a battleship, the bow of a battleship that came out front.
So it was a practical effect.
It was a practical effect.
Oh wow.
For sure. And throughout the whole thing they had, different moments of obviously levitation and smoke and they were coming out into the audience several times. And in fact, the main actor who plays Henry Creel in it, at one point he had just blood running down his face, and he came up and he stopped and stood right next to me because I had an aisle seat.
Preston?
But no, it was like spit coming out of his mouth and everything. It was pretty gross, actually. But I'm telling you, if you want to see a spectacle, I think this is going to be around for a long time. I think it's one of those is going to run for a while.
They just extended it till September.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
I recommend you go to it.
How long?
It was 2 hours and 45 minutes. Long, chunky. The The first act, Marissa, did you just see the ship there?
Gotta refresh
She's
that.
pulling up the video. The first act was an hour and a half long. And here, Steve, you'll see the little video. There it was. Yeah, it was pretty amazing.
No, that's pretty cool.
But the first act was an hour and a half long, so it was very, very.
That's an entire production.
Yeah,
that's an entire play.
And in fact, the in front of the theater was a whole facade of the Creel house. I'm sorry, the facade of the Creel house. And inside, like in the lobby, were all these little Easter eggs up on the wall. They had all these posters up that were advertising for, like, Enzo's Italian restaurant.
Oh, nice.
And the very first Snowball, because it takes place in the 50s. It's when, like, Joyce is a teenager. And you meet all the parents of all the kids are there, the Wheelers, and even Eddie Munson's dad is in it. So if you're a mega fan, this one, put it on the list to go. It's not cheap. It's very, very expensive. It's a Broadway show. Yeah. Putting on all those effects and stuff costs a lot of money, but it was incredibly impressive.
How the hell do they do this at the New York Times? It looks that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, so I give you
look at this next
up.
review. Is Preston in the audience? I think I saw him.
Oh, wow. It's amazing that they would do that.
That's from Forbes.
They just showed a clip real quick, and I'll try to do my best to describe this. There was there's a moment where Henry is using his, the power to move things with his mind, and they do this slow motion in the air, like you would see in a movie if somebody was getting hit by some concussive force. And these were real live actors doing this, moving in the air in slow motion, and it looked so cool.
Yeah,
So
we show a few seconds of that. If you look at the trailer, if you want to see what Preston's talking about, there is an actual teaser YouTube video of it. Looks pretty wild.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. So I want to give that a full-on thumbs up. So that ended up being
the highlight. That's
my
your
birthday weekend.
All
Yeah,
right.
that was it. So yesterday was just
And then
kind
you got
of
to move snow and clear snow.
hang out. I know. By the way, speaking of the snow, if you are curious about clearing your sidewalk,
yes,
Steve sent me over an article. These are the official rules on that.
Yeah, 'cause it's always kind of vague.
Yeah, so officially in Philadelphia, you have 6 hours to clear the sidewalk in front of your home before facing potential fines. I doubt anybody's sitting there with a stopwatch and they're going to call you out. But
technically, it's 6 hours from the time the weather is forecast. So,
no.
No, 6 hours since what the last
From when it stops.
when it stops.
I would assume when it stops.
I wonder if they made it really tight just to encourage people to do it, because it's
probably
bad out there.
Yeah.
So I believe that's it. And so Preston, you're right. I know I've had in Manayunk in certain areas that I live where people never would take care of their sidewalks, and I never seen. Maybe I wouldn't see them issued, or maybe they'd be mailed to them. But I don't know.
Well, Steve, you talk about Manayunk or even anywhere in the city. Some people just don't know that they have to do that.
That they have to do that.
Like,
that
if
they're
you're-
legally responsible for it. Yeah.
A bunch of college kids live in country. They're not aware of
Right.
the rules of the laws.
Right.
So fines range from $50 to $300 for those who violate the city snow removal rules. And like I said, you have 6 hours to do it. Now, whether you rent or own, you are responsible for clearing a path unless you live in a multifamily dwelling, like an apartment building or a building with more than one unit. In that case, it's the building owner or agent that was responsible. So you don't have to worry about that.
But if you're renting a home,
Yes.
you're responsible for clearing the sidewalks.
Correct. For businesses, clearing sidewalks and parking lots is a responsibility of the property owner. And the city is responsible for clearing sidewalks at city facilities.
So if you don't clear your sidewalk, the city is within its rights to tow your sidewalk away.
Yes, and then
you don't want that.
You're
And
screwed.
No one can walk around your house.
Got to get it out of impound.
Yeah, where do
costs
you
a
go-
lot of money.
You ready to pick that up?
By
No,
IKEA.
that's it. That's my mailbox.
So a path must be at least 3 feet wide unless the width of the pavement from your property line to the curb is less than that. In that case, your path can be narrower, but it has to be at least 1 foot wide. Paths must be thoroughly cleared, and you can't dump the snow and ice into the street either.
My sidewalk growing up was the worst. It was a brick sidewalk, like straight up brick sidewalk. It was the worst to shovel.
Yeah.
And because it was also wonky too. So it wasn't perfectly
irregular.
flush.
You can't push a snowblower through it.
Ugh.
The cracks and crevices hold the ice. I've had those as well. So when we moved into this house that we're in now, about 9 years ago, it was lovely, but it was different pieces of slate, kind of this, follow the yellow brick road wonderland around the house. But it effing sucked.
Yeah.
So I got a pressed concrete, really pristine sidewalk put around, and it was really predicated on snow blowing because it was impossible because completely. Yep. That was me saying it, by the way.
Yeah. I attempted to. I tried something out on Saturday night. I laid some tarps over my car. I put a tarp over my front stoop, and then I put tarps over the car because I thought it would just be easier to clean that off. When I got up on Sunday, 2 of the tarps had blown off of the car and completely got snowed over. Steve, I ended up running over one of the tarps with the snowblower, and it got all gunked up into the snowblower blades.
Yeah, I tried that a couple of years ago, and I said, this is more work than it's worth.
Well, so for the one car that the tarp stayed on, it actually helped a lot.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. The tarp on the front stoop, in theory, I guess it kind of worked, but it also was kind of a pain in the ass because I was able to get all the snow off of the tarp and off of that front stoop, but then I had a giant mound of snow at the base of the steps. So it was like, it really... It ended up creating more work for me in the end.
Right. How many cars in the family right now that park at your house?
3.
Okay.
Well, 4 technically because my mom's car, but she's not driving right now. So
that's a hot rod.
Well, but I was going to ask, do you park them strategically?
Yeah.
To cover areas that you won't have to plow.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I kind of staggered them and staged them at the base of the driveway where it gets a little bit wider.
Yeah.
So it was just easier to snow blow that area. I mean, it's going to be work anyway, but it was easier to snow blow that stuff than it was to shovel it. Like I was saying earlier.
In the beginning, much easier.
Yeah.
Once it started sleeting, it was never horrific. I've had those where the snow blower is just basically useless. Right. But this was not that yesterday.
No, it was not. And then so I ended up leaving at like 3:30 yesterday. So I have no idea. I'm hoping my son did some stuff after I left.
Did you ask him to do it?
Yes.
All right.
So that doesn't always work. You can ask, but my wife made sure that all 3 of us were part of this conversation, so that he has no deniability.
Okay.
Like he can't deny it. We said this. She's like, I need you to tell him exactly what you want, and in the time frame that you want it.
So maybe it happened. Who knows?
We'll see.
Ryan, what's your snow situation? I don't know anything about where you live or any of that.
Yeah, so I'm in Narberth. So anytime that there's snow, it's a nightmare because for the vast majority of it, it's all on-street parking. So that's the biggest contention. Where I'm at, so my family's restaurant is in Narberth, Ryan Christopher's, and I take care of that whenever there's problems.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a corner property, and it forces me to drink. I mean, it's a wonderful time. No, you know what? I'm very fastidious with it. I'll go out there every couple hours. I'll shovel, I'll salt, I'll get all that done. So that was what I did yesterday.
Was it open?
No, we closed, unfortunately. So my folks are living in New Jersey. So it's kind of one of those, don't travel in, don't risk it kind of thing. I'm already close by. I can go and handle it. So the mountains of snow that I made, trying to clear everything, because you don't want to throw it in the street, obviously. So trying to find creative places to do that is one thing. And then the other is just dealing with the parking situation, which
that's a nightmare. So years ago, when Tim Graham, who works here at the station, he and his wife, they're down in the Italian section, and there's no place to put the snow.
No.
They would literally have to shovel and walk like around the block to an alleyway and put it there. There's just no way to remove it.
You put it in what your neighbor thinks is in front of their house, although it's not, and everyone starts to fight. Ryan, your neighbors in Narberth, because there's a lot of houses around there, was everyone else being fastidious?
You know what they were? There was one gentleman, and hopefully I can find him. I was getting all of my gear on to go out, and there was one guy who did the entire stretch of where the front of the restaurant is, did a couple of neighbors. I've never seen the guy a day in my life. So to that good citizen, well done. Thank you for that. So good people were out there doing good work.
It was just enough to help you.
Yeah.
I was wondering if it was
Oh, that's
Bill.
right. Bill lives in Narberth. Yeah.
It was my pleasure to help you, fella.
You had to dig yourself out twice, though, right?
Yeah,
So you dug out last night, and then when you got up this morning, you had to do it all over again.
So I knew that at 3:30 in the morning, Ryan would appreciate if night before Ryan dug a little bit of the car out.
Yeah.
So this morning going over, I'm like, there was more, and he didn't do a good enough job. So had to dig more of myself out. This is why I bought an SUV. I know the job that I got into in broadcasting, so I bought an SUV, got myself out, and I'm going to reward myself with like a hot toddy later. So
There you go.
There it is.
Nice. By the way, if you want to report a sidewalk that has not been cleared, you can call 311. Or you can report the issue online through the 311 portal.
What's the address of Ryan?
Yeah, Ryan Christopher's. It's we'll get that message over right away.
This son of a bitch.
And if you live outside of the city, the rules vary by township. So those include how quickly you have to remove the snow, how wide the pathway has to be. But in most towns, property owners and tenants can face fines if the sidewalks aren't cleared. But check your township for the specific details.
I park in a garage. I debated showing you guys what my car looked like after a full day of snow.
Yeah,
You wanna see
crystal
it?
clean and
Absolutely.
Me too. I have a garage at home as well.
nice,
So,
nice.
yeah.
Just
It's
about
not a
flurries.
stunner that you're parked in some place and you don't have snow on it.
Oh, it's lovely. There were some cars.
I'm stunned.
There were some cars in the garage that were covered because it depends which way the wind's blowing and which way the
so
snow
it's open on some.
Yeah, I mean, you have to let like exhaust fumes out and such.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it has to be fully. But I kind of smiled when I walked to it this morning, and I was like, "Oh, I feel bad for you guys that shoveled all weekend."
So, by the way, we have the list of the Philly snowfalls of a foot or more in January history.
Okay.
In case you were wondering.
I was.
So we'll start with, we'll go in the Wayback Machine, and in 1922, we got 12.3 inches.
I remember that.
Remember that, Steve?
Yeah.
That was January 28th. And then
a lot of snow, isn't it, folks?
in 2005, 12.6 inches. That was January 22nd. In 1978, on January 19th, we got 13.2 inches. That exact same amount on that exact same day in 1961 as well. Then in 2014, 13 and a half inches. That was January 21st. In 2011, we got 15.1 inches, and that was January 26th. In 1935,
Everyone, get outside and dance with your best gal. Hope your genitals don't freeze together.
in 1935, on January 22nd, we got 16.7 inches. And then in 2016, these are our two biggest ones ever, all right, in recorded history. 2016 was 22.4 inches. I took a picture. I'll have to see if I can find it for you guys. But it was, and I'd shoveled my my sidewalk, and I got down low with it. It looks like a column of 8 foot tall snow on either side. And of course, that was because the snowplow had come through and thrown all that stuff up, so it made it even deeper. But I remember that one being formidable.
Absolutely. There were times where I remember, and that I forget which one it was, but where people would be walking along and you'd just see them about belt level up. Yeah.
And then the biggest one was one we've already recapped recently, 1996, 30.7 inches of snow, which that was nasty.
So if everything fell flat and there was no, that's still formidable. What happens is, again, as things get plowed and you get those mounds, like you said, and you had that artificially enhanced valley going on.
Yeah.
That's the problem. The intersections, the side roads, and losing a lane here and there when you're not expecting it. That's what causes the accident.
Yeah, most definitely. I remember, ma'am, one year, and I want to say it was at the Granite Run Mall, where it was after a nasty storm, and I don't remember what month it happened in, but I remember still seeing some of one of those mounds of snow in like June.
Yeah.
No way.
Like a little bit of it left.
I took pictures, and I'll see if I can find it, but it was in the Kohl's parking lot.
Yeah.
This is on Ridge. And it was late June, early July.
Yeah.
It was after one of those massive snowstorms. And boy, snow, when it's been out like that, just looks so beautiful.
It's all
Oh my God.
icky and
It's black.
gross and black.
It's solid black.
Yeah.
It looks like volcanic ash
Yeah,
or something
yeah,
like that. And it lasts
Just
forever.
lasted forever.
Yeah.
And there's little corners of pee where people take their dogs up to it to go, oof.
I was watching our buddy Nor'easter Nick this morning in a video that he made concerning the fact that this stuff is going to be around for a long time. There might even be another forecasted snowstorm a little over a week away that might add to this.
It's possible.
That he was saying. But that since the temperatures are going to remain below 30 over the next, week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, that the only way we're going to see a reduction in the snow is not necessarily by melting. When the sun hits it, some of the snow will go straight to a gaseous form, and it will fade off that way. But it's not going to go all the way down to where we're going to see grass or anything like that.
No, and they kept saying the snow's going to be here till next month in a couple of days. Is what it is. Yeah. But this is a number of people have said this is is going to be cycle-wise a more formidable winter. So if you haven't made plans to have stuff at the ready, you might as well do it now.
Might as well. All right, we need to take a break, but not before I reiterate something. We made an announcement earlier this morning, and it is the creation of a new awards show. Not really.
Yeah.
I guess
New award.
But it's a new award, yeah. So it's in response to the Grammys, and the Grammys usually get the rock categories way off.
Yeah.
Wrong.
Yep.
So we have created the WMM Emmys. Yes, the WMM Emmys, the Everything That Rocks Awards. And over the next 4 days, we're going to have you vote on each category, one category per day. And today's category is the Breakout Rock Artist of the Year. And all you have to do is go to PrestonandSteve.com and just click, and that's it. You are done. In fact, Marissa, you're going to show me just how crazy, stupid, easy it is.
PrestonandSteve.com. It's a top link. You go down. Who do you want to vote for, Preston?
Tell
me when to stop.
I don't know yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not
Stop
ready to vote.
pressuring
All right.
But let's say it was like Youngblood. You
Okay.
just go down there and click, and you're done.
And it's done.
And that's it. That's all you have to do. So Sleep Theory, Whiskey Myers, Return to Dust, Youngblood, Sleep Token, Poppy. You can vote, and we have 24 hours for you to do that. And then tomorrow morning, we'll get you the next category. Thursday, we'll have the last one. Friday, we'll tally up the votes, and we'll tell you who the winners are.
Nice.
And it's just a fun little experiment that we'd like you to be a part of. We're going to take a break. When we return, we are going to have legendary BMX rider TJ Lavin. He's coming to town for a show at the City Winery, so we'll spend a little time chatting with him and see what else we can get into. So stay with us. We'll be right back. Places you may want to go, ladies, to places where men outnumber women. This is if you're indeed interested in a man, that is. So.
Vasectomy center.
Chances are going to be more men than women there. So she says a local pub rather than the glitzy bar that attracts girls looking, hopefully, out from behind a cocktail. A gym that has a heavy weights section rather than one that targets the yoga crowd, which kind of goes back to that first thing we said.
So you don't want to go to a real meathead gym. If you go to, I think, like a CrossFit or like a lot of women are into now getting into sort of the more powerlifting line for a good exercise. So that might be a good option.
But a pub rather than a meat market bar.
Right.
So I saw this Instagram video not that long ago, and it was advertising Kavanaugh's, and I love Kavanaugh's. This is a great place, but it was for their nightlife, and it was showing off what a cool club it is at night, and they clearly not aimed towards me in their demographic, but it was people in their 20s, all good looking, all having a really great time, and I was just like. It boggles my mind that anybody ever goes to places like that to meet, and they do. I just don't know how anyone ever is able to actually have a conversation, or if that doesn't matter whatsoever.
There is, and I know completely what you're saying.
I mean, I'm 46,
even then, though, when you want to communicate and it's so loud or so
I've never gotten that.
And that
I used to do that. I mean, it was hard, but I used to totally be in the clubs all the time.
Did you lean in and do the yelling thing?
Yeah, totally.
Man.
You would have to
I like you!
Yeah, you would have to yell. We were doing shots, and it was a different atmosphere. I mean,
what are you reading these days?
Yeah. That's what we talked about.
I am a dog. It doesn't stink. It's called Blue Emu. It's great for joint pain, but you can't smell it. So William Devane advises we invest in gold.
Some other advice? Other places?
I use a jitterbug phone because the display is much bigger.
Wait, what?
The jitterbug when the grandkids call.
Ladies can go to meet men if you're looking to actually meet in person and not be at a bar where you're screaming like that. She recommends a rally. So you're not going to be waiting long to join one. This weekend, Extinction Rebellion march through central London. Plenty of climate-aware, smiley hippie types out in force if you were looking. So there's always some type of a gathering of types. You can find those. All right, Steve, this one, she actually recommends a hardware store.
A hardware store.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I'll tell you what, I've met a lot of great guys at hardware stores. I always have questions.
I've
and I'm
been
like,
with Casey. I've told you before. I have been with Casey in a hardware store where he just goes up to random people.
Yeah. They're not random. They're
Explain.
random to you, but
They're people you've never met before that don't work there. They're random
I have
people.
eyed these people up. I have judged them by the way they look. They are not random. I'm like, this guy looks like he can help me out, right?
Just friends you haven't
and
met
he'll walk
yet.
up and
Yes.
say something like, "Hey, you look like you know how to build a fence."
Yeah.
How to put in a ceiling fan.
Yeah, stuff like that, and then he'll ask questions about and
let's
strike
say-
up a conversation, and that is a great way. And I know you've hooked up with a lot of guys.
A lot of guys that way. I had a guy come over last summer.
Yeah.
I mean,
That was great, man. I love what you did with your tongue, but I'm married. I know you're married. We can't do this.
Don't catch any feelings.
Don't get attached. I'm a loose cannon.
She said they attract lots of men, and you got plenty of excuses to strike up a conversation. Can you help me choose which picture or glue or paint I
I
need?
can do that for you.
Yes, we all know women are just as good at do-it-yourself, but a bit of pretending won't make you a traitor to feminism.
3 testicles.
No, I'm just looking for a ceiling fan. I could see. So it isn't. Yeah, that could work.
You'd have to hang around all day.
You're like
though. I've seen
a Home Depot hooker.
I've seen people in hardware stores, and I'm one of those people in hardware stores. You don't want to come up to me, and So anyway, but if you hang out, if you loiter at the hardware store, maybe you got a shot. She also says a coffee shop is a good spot. If you spot someone you like the look of, note the time they arrive for their morning coffee. We are creatures of routine. Turn up the next day and the next at the same time, and make eye contact and smile. And the next thing you know, you're chatting comfortably.
In a cafe, a classic cafe where they have like Wi-Fi, or you might have that sort of situation where you'll see people sitting at their tables, working on things or whatever.
Did you guys ever continue to show up somewhere because you knew somebody was going to be there, or you had hoped that somebody would be there?
I'm sure that I have.
An employee.
Oh, yeah. There was a girl.
He's here.
Nah, there was a girl that worked when I was early in my radio career, and she worked at this grocery store. And I would go there. She worked at a counter that served like hot food and stuff like that. So I had a reason to go there because I was hungry. But I would go there specifically to see
Didn't you
her.
walk past her with a whole bunch of meats and stuff under your shirt? And
I told her it was a fraternity prank that I was doing.
Nothing for me today, thanks. Yeah, Baskin Robbins, man. That's where the cute girls in high school worked. And so, I mean, a different kind of vibe case, but we would go there all the time. And I had a really cute golden retriever. And so I would take the dog over. None of it ever worked, but I tried.
Right.
I gave it a shot.
You know what? You got to feel bad for the girl that works there that's not interested because she is chained to that location. And has no choice but to.
More free samples, please.
Yeah.
Man, I went to Cali every single Saturday night. No, not Saturday night, Wednesday night. And you would think because it was a cover charge of $5 and then 25-cent drink. Cali. It's not, well, I think RP McMurphy's is now closed. It was across the street from them in Dade Mall. But like, I would go there because specifically, there was this girl, short blonde hair, who just did not want to give me the time of the day. But
you tried.
I tried.
Yeah.
Just by being there.
Just by being there. I think I like offered to buy her a drink, 25-cent drink a couple of times.
Hey, 2 bits, no problem.
Here's $1. I'm going to buy you 4 drinks.
Yeah. All right. Another opportunity, ladies, for you to meet men through volunteering. She says, this is according to the author, Tracy Cox is her name. God knows there's plenty of organizations that would welcome your help, and he's likely to be nice as well. Offered to be the person who registers everyone, welcomes them to the event, and you'll meet all potentials. Live music events, and then she goes on to say, like waiting in line somewhere, so on and so on. So anyhow, here you go. Ladies, how do you let them know you're interested?
All right.
And she gives some advice.
How do
for this.
ladies telegraph
Yes.
that they're interested in? And Marissa and Kathy, pay attention. We want these rated.
She said, women are great on picking up subtle body language clues. Men, not so much. So keep it simple and overt.
Okay.
So make it clear. These are 5 body language clues that men recognize most.
So you do you spread your legs and do the hatchet chop.
Oh my God.
So she says, don't just use one, use them all. So here's one of them. Stand close and face him.
Mm-hmm.
That way he can't help but see you. Make lots of eye contact. It's the most obvious flirting signal of all.
Should you rapid fire blink?
No, I don't think so. Make sure that your body language is open. Uncross your arms, relax your shoulders,
Spread your
and
legs.
turn your torso to face him.
These are all sort of seductive, or not, if not seductive, inviting.
Yes. There's one on here that I really, that's like, okay.
Okay.
I don't think they're
definitely interested.
giving you guys enough credit, though. If somebody's making eye contact with you or comes over to talk, I mean,
I can tell in a
you-
heartbeat.
Yeah.
That's how I got free French fries from this girl at Burger King in college.
Maybe, but then again, I might be going, I might be wrong. Maybe she's just being nice. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
So she says, smile directly at him to know that you want to chat him up. And then this is the one that would do it for me. Look down at the floor and then up to meet his eyes again.
You're on the radio, aren't you?
That's
I recognize that voice.
Wait, why?
Kathy, you want me to do it?
Williams is running for mayor.
Yeah, I want to know why.
Do
that.
it. Because this,
Okay.
all right, this is what I'm envisioning. All right, I'm going to do it to you.
Oh, God, I'm going to be creeped
So
out.
here we go.
No,
That's it.
Let me take my glasses off. Let me do it again. Hang on. I want the cameras to get this. Should I do it at the camera?
You look up,
I'll
so
do it at the
Nick
camera.
Murphy can cover it. Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Kathy's got a boner.
No, that's too much.
All right.
Stop it.
What's your go-to subtle, inviting look? There's a great scene in the Batman where Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman is walking along.
She's real seductive.
And so the Batman says, "Look back at him." She goes, "If I look back at him, he's gonna think their connection's gonna take place." All right, and she does it. She turns back, and he gets up and walks over. Here we go.
Yeah,
because she knows she's got that.
The look back is definitely that's a
That's
big
a
time
big
signal.
look. Yes,
Like a second look
so
at
like,
that.
so she
like
saw
as
him
if you're-
once as she passes.
As if you're walking
Yeah.
away.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Boom. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Also, she's Zoe Kravitz. So
Yeah.
I also feel like a subtle touch of the arm.
Yes,
you know,
well, any kind of contact
With your tongue.
any kind of contact is definitely gonna
Ooh, that's wet. Your tongue's wet.
give me a semi for sure.
So you're saying
Too much?
Yeah, a little.
sort of a demure look down and look up, right?
Yeah, totally.
yeah.
Especially if the head stays down and just the eyes
Right.
come up. And then a little blinky. I keep looking right at her when I do
See,
that.
that would be like, for me, that would be like, there's something I don't like about you. Like, I'm checking your whole
Why
body.
don't we leave this place and go find a Ramada?
Not the head tilt. Not that. Yes, you got it. But like, if I were to just like eye you from head to
Yeah.
toe, like, wouldn't you think what is she looking at?
Yeah.
Like elevator eyes up and down that whole thing,
Yeah,
or
like if I went like,
Well, yeah, like that. There's like zero interest in your expression at all.
Cold, dead eyes.
Yeah,
really.
totally.
That
I
alluring.
was smiling.
She
And
hates God. This poor woman is brain dead.
Maybe because if I'm looking you head to toe, there is something.
Wait,
wrong.
Preston, real quick.
Probably.
Like that moment though, where you feel that connection when they make that look at you, and it doesn't happen often in life, but when it does, there's something very, very palpable about it.
Oh my gosh,
and
yes.
like, and for me anyway, whenever it's happened, it is a sensation that it's like a York peppermint patty. Like I feel it throughout my entire body, and I'm like, oh my God, I actually have a shot with this person.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I got that look from my wife, from Claire. When we were just the first couple of times we'd encountered each other.
There's that,
and I'm like, oh.
Steve, like
With Mammoth. And I'm all right. Love that song. 3 minutes after 9 o'clock. It's Preston and Steve show. Cold, snowy. You know the drill. We're here at work. We made it. We'll handle all the duties. You just chill and do what you got to do today. We have a guest who we're going to chat with in just a moment. Not a lot of volume on the streets, but
double take, right? Like you look at her, and then she looks back at you,
Right.
and then you do it again,
Right.
And you're like, holy crap, I think she might like me.
We wet.
So like we wet. Is that what you said? So what do you do? All right, let's say you have that connection. What do you do? This is for women. This is advice for women. And she says, make the approach yourself. If he is not coming over to you, make the approach yourself. Walk confidently up to him, smile into his face, and say, well, I figured one of us should make a move after that eye contact.
Oh,
yeah. You know, we live we're in such a cynical time that everything you say it just sounds like a line. You know, so you got to be inventive.
A pretty good line I saw was in a movie. What was it called? All right, thank you very much, Marissa. Our next guest is not waking up in a blanket of white this morning because he's checking in from Vegas today. Oh, nice. But it's still kind of chilly there. We'll get the detail. We'll get the weather report from him in Vegas. But actually, he's going to be at the City Winery coming up on Monday, February 2nd. It's called Songs, Stories, and More with TJ Lavin. You know him from longtime host of MTV's The Challenge, and he's a Hall of Famer in the world of BMX. Please welcome TJ Lavin to the show this morning. Hey, TJ, how you doing, buddy?
Good. How you doing, sir? I am so happy. It is very snowy where you are, and I'm so glad that we are not in the snow here in Vegas. I just spent a little time in Aspen at the X Games, checked it out, and it was too snowy for me.
Yeah.
Hey, I have a question, TJ, about there's different kinds of bikes. There's obviously BMX, there's mountain biking and all that. Is there any version of biking that takes place in the snow that you know of?
No, they tried to do that actually years ago. The X Games were trying to do some kind of a downhill or dual slalom or some kind of a thing in the. It did not work at all, and it is pretty actually ridiculous to try to do that. But it's already dangerous enough.
Yeah,
BMX or mountain bike or anything like that is already dangerous enough. You really don't need to add the element of the most dangerous thing in the world, snow.
Right.
Oh,
right.
It's funny because years ago, I forget, the Bond movie was maybe For Your Eyes Only, and they worked up a functioning bike that had like spikes, sort of like that would come through the wheel, and then they realized for the masses, were you to sell that, not only will you flip over on the bike, but the tire will cut your head off. So they figured
the
probably
dangerous.
right.
But
it's like you crash and you get like 39 stab wounds if you fall on the tire. You're done.
Well, dude, I'm sure, TJ, you've seen the motorcycles that race on ice, which just seems insane to me.
Another ridiculous thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, how many dangerous things can we put into one show? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's funny, though, you talk about, so, obviously you have this storied history with a lot of this, quote unquote, extreme sports, whether that, it's dangerous, certainly at least. And we had a discussion a while ago about people who'd been in comas and what it was like and what the experience was like. You were put into a medically induced coma at one point after an injury, correct?
Yeah. I was actually already still knocked out. So it was straight coma, straight from coma to coma.
You didn't even know the difference.
Care if it's medically induced or nothing. It doesn't really matter at this point because it was like knockout and then wake up on Wednesday type thing. You know what I mean? So
what caused the injury? It was what particular
head slam, crashed in Vegas here on a BMX contest, and and that was a wrap. You know, you head slap on cement, it's not going to cut it.
Were you aware of the passage? Because it's to us, it's fascinating. It's not something anyone wants to be in. But did you have any perception of passage of time, or was it your eyes closed?
Not at all.
Not at all.
No. When you're out, you're just out, dude. You're just chilling. But the thing that is true is you can hear people. I did hear people that were in the room, and I knew who came and visited me, and I felt people squeezing my hand, and I would squeeze back here and there. It was like you do feel people, and you do know that they're there.
Did anyone lie to you and say they visited, but you never heard them?
All of them. Large Ray did from Philly. Like one of my buddies from Philly, he said, "Yeah, I was there." No.
Well, TJ, we've been talking about your BMX career, and I mentioned the challenge, and you're host of that show on MTV. But tell us about the music side of your life.
Well, I'm 49 years old, so it's time for me to start up my third career. You know what I mean? The BMX went great. The TV stuff is good, but let's do this music thing. You know what I mean? And now I'm doing dog rescue as well.
So good for you.
Yeah, so I do dog rescue, and I also do music. And my music stuff is really important to me. I've been doing it forever. I've been writing music since the 90s. And when I was traveling on airplanes all the way to Australia, I'd be making songs all the way there. So
you're self-taught.
Yeah, self-taught everything, and I play piano by ear. My whole life I played piano and took up guitar at the tender age of 40, and started doing the damn thing, man. And then I started going to open mics every week, and just like everything else in my life, I took it very literally. I had to go no matter what,
right?
Every week. So I put my 10,000 hours in, and then this guy was like, "Look, dude, I really need that act, what you just did, on my stage." And I was like, "All right, well, where is it?" And he's like, "Jimmy Kimmel Live." Okay. And I was here in Vegas, and I was like, "Well, that's a pretty big deal. Like, I'm not going to go do that." And he's like, No. It's perfect. Just exactly what you just did. Do that." And I was like, "All right." So I did it, and it worked out sweet. We did 4 shows and killed it. And then all of a sudden, we got a call from somebody from City Winery, and I was like, "Dude, that sounds like a lot of fun. Like, I never even heard of it or been there." And so he's like, "Yeah, City Winery in Philly, New York, and Boston. We want you to come out and do the damn thing." And I was like, "Let's do it." So here we are, man. And I'm in between filming my new show, Paparazzi, and in between filming the challenge, I had this little week of time, and that I'm spending to come hang out with all of you guys in Philly and the snowy,
and it's not going anywhere. So we're talking some music, some musings, a little bit of comedy and recollections of your career, kind of like an evening with.
Yeah. It is. It's basically, there's. I don't ever claim to be a comedian, but I'm damn funny. You know what I mean? So it's like that's all there is to it. You got to just go there.
Steve-O does the same. Steve-O does the same sort of thing where he's doing.
Yeah.
You just have a unique life that people want to hear about.
That's exactly right. It's exactly right. And then mine's with song, kind of. It's with music, and like I wrote a bunch of songs all my life. So it's fun for me to share that music with people and let them, hopefully they like it. If they don't, then the good thing they already paid.
What's the new show, Paparazzi?
Paparazzi is a show that we are trying to empty the shelters. All the dogs that are in the shelters here in Las Vegas and around the world. My goal is to get all of them homes. And the only way to do that is to nip it in the bud, which is spay and neuter your pets and try and get these people to understand, it is so important to go adopt a dog instead of just buying dogs from breeders.
You're speaking my language. Yeah, my wife and I are very involved in her in particular in pet charities and adopting. Our own dog is from a puppy mill out in adopted from a puppy mill out in Western PA. So good for you on that. So the show involves that specifically, getting pets adopted to owners.
Yeah. So basically, it's I'm trying to hang out with celebrities and whoever, instead of seeing the celebrities' money in their houses and their cars, I want to know about their rescue pets. And so, any celebrity that's down with rescue pets or that has the like mind like us is my friend. You know what I mean? So I'm down with them.
Great.
You and I are instantly bonded. We're cool.
We're cool.
Because I have 5 rescue dogs and 3 rescue cats and in my house at the moment. And it's like, it just drives me so crazy when I see somebody with their Louis Vuitton dog and walking around with their $3,000 dog. And I'm like, dude, that dog is like, there's 50 of those down at Henderson, animal shelter, or Hearts Alive at my place out here in Vegas.
Yeah.
It's like crazy. Come on, guys.
No,
Hey,
it's
how
good.
married are you to the name paparazzi? Because don't you think paparazzi might be more appropriate?
Paparazzi is our 2, but like as
Paparazzi. Got it. Okay.
Now it all comes clear.
I did not see it written out.
It's
Okay.
Yeah, I thought.
Paparazzi, yeah, exactly.
I got it.
All right.
Now that makes
paparazzi's the second choice. If we ever get a cease and desist or something from somebody, I'll be like, hey, listen, we came up with it first. You don't like it? Fine. Paparazzi it is.
Paparazzi it is. Excellent. Well, that's cool. Well, listen, with the show coming up at City Winery, is it just you and a guitar, or do you have a
it's me and
band?
my good friend Jeremiah, who I met at open mic, and he's the most talented individual I've ever seen. I have no idea why he isn't signed to a crazy major label and off doing shows with Jason Mraz or something. But he's doing shows with me, and I am so honored to have this dude. And he'll open up for me with a few songs, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever he wants. And then he plays with me and sings harmonies and stuff too. He's just a very talented individual. His name is Jeremiah Neal, and he'll be there, and he kills. So
Nice.
We have a good time. I need to have a travel companion too. I can't just be rolling out here alone.
Yeah, man. Left to your own devices.
Well, I can confirm that you're going to have a good crew here in Philly. I'll be there with my husband, Matt Lindy, who is the reason I connected with you in the first place.
Yes.
You guys grew up on the road traveling a long time ago. And I have to reveal a story, and I'm probably going to get pretty red because nobody in this room or on these airwaves actually knows this story. And I talked to Matt about it, and I was like, should I share this? And he's like, you have to. It's too funny. So I guess it was about a year or so ago. You were at the BMX Hall of Fame with some friends of ours, Ray and Warren. And you mentioned Big Ray. And Matt pulled up the photo on Instagram, and he's like, oh, look, they're hanging out with my friend TJ. I haven't talked to him in a while. I'll reach out to him. And I was like, oh, yeah. So I click on your profile, and it's like, oh, TJ Lavin hosts the challenge. And I'd never watched the challenge before. I know the challenge. I know the original challenge. Haven't watched it recently. And all of the blood rushes out of my body because... Also, I should share with you guys, I don't really talk about exes when I'm dating with people. I just, save it for when you're old and gray. Fun stories to tell. Well, I was almost cast on the challenge.
Really?
Really?
You guys don't know that I dated somebody that was on The Real World. You guys know him. You don't know that he was on The Real World.
Who?
I kept this secret.
Puck?
Tall Rob.
Oh,
Yeah.
he was on The Real World?
Tall Rob was on The Real World, St. Thomas.
Wow.
And supposedly there was like an episode or a season that was going to be like exes and their new people they date.
Yeah.
I don't know why it never happened or why we didn't get cast or
So
whatever it was.
You're
but-
aware of that.
No, this is
Yeah,
news to
I remember
everybody.
that season.
Yeah.
Wow.
But you remember that season though.
Yeah, I remember that season. That's funny. We almost met earlier.
Well, maybe the butterfly effect. We never would have met, and I never would have met my husband. But
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
I feel
Wow.
like new role on this show. I'll share all my secrets with you guys.
That's
and
not bad.
there you
I
go.
thought you were going to bring up like a cartel or something.
Right?
I know. Yeah, like the
That's-
Medellin cartel.
Well, Steve, you had mentioned Puck. It's funny because I was just watching, just going through a news aggregator, and there was a picture of him, and it came up and said, Puck from Real World is unrecognizable now. And I go and I click on it. I'm like, he's just older.
He looks like Puck.
He looks like
old
He's
Puck.
Yes, you grow old 30 years after
What
you
the
were on
hell
the show.
happened? 3 decades.
God. TJ, how long have you been doing the challenge? How many seasons now?
I've only been the host of the challenge for 21 years.
That's it.
40 seasons. 40 seasons.
So-
How many are you knocking out a year?
Well, sometimes we do 4, sometimes we do 1. At the moment, we're on the current pace that we're at 1. So it's just chilling, and it's been really nice. I love it. And it gives me time to go do, city winery stuff. You know what I mean? Have fun and do some like real life stuff and the dog rescue. And I love all that
It's
stuff.
all
So
noble stuff.
it-
Could you synthesize that part of could the challenge end up being synthesized in some part to a stage production as well? They did the Mark Summers, You know,
you never know, man. You never know, because there are a lot of really badass people involved with the challenge, and we're also having like they're having a challenge mania on the Sunday before my concert on Monday.
Oh, wow.
So the Sunday at the City Winery is the Challenge Mania, which is where they have a bunch of the challenge people come and say hello and everything else. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to make it, I don't think, because of the snow and all that stuff. I'm not going to make it. Sorry, guys. But
there's a lot
maybe, you never know.
There's a lot of repeats contenders on it. Do you have any favorites? I know like Johnny Bananas is a Penn State guy, and he's been on, I don't know, 39 of 40 seasons.
Yeah. He's one of my favorites. I love him. He's a great guy. CT is awesome. Cara Maria is a staple. Nani is probably my favorite competitor. Her and Leroy. I love Leroy as well. He's the sweetest guy out of all of them. So he can't beat those dudes. I like those people.
I was familiar, and Preston was a big fan of the Real World Road Rules Challenge.
Yeah.
And that's from which begot all this. So I mean, you can keep track of all the people that have been on. I mean, what's your ability to recall casts after this amount of time? If somebody from like season 3 came up to you, would you recognize them?
Obviously, no way. Come on, dude. That's like a teacher having, you have a teacher that has students, right?
Yeah.
Well, they spend all year with those students, you know what I mean? Or 9 months
with
those students. I spend 2 or 3 months in a block of time, and then there's another set of students, and then another set of students.
There you go.
So it's
yeah.
There's a lot. It's a lot of people. I mean, there's been hundreds and hundreds of people that you meet for like one time only. You know what I mean? And so you don't have a clue who they are sometimes. But most of the time, I can recollect what happened and where they were at and stuff like that.
Oh, good for you. Yeah,
Hey,
that's cool.
I wanted to ask real quick, TJ, as BMX Hall of Famer, how are you still involved in that world in some way or shape?
No, I'm not too much. I did go to the X Games in the summer. They had like a thing about the people that were in it before, and I went and checked it out, and I am blown away at the talent and what these guys are doing these days. It's just unbelievable, and I was very, very impressed. And also, I was impressed with the kind of people that are still doing it. They're really great guys.
Yeah, I was curious because we had an Olympian locally, Peyton Ridenauer, Peanut, who went to the last Olympic Games, and I didn't know if you were still involved and maybe knew her, but it sounds like you're just kind of at an arm's length at it right now.
Yeah, I am. I don't know her, but I'm a big fan of her talent. To put that much time and effort into something, is a feat. You know what I mean? And so when you have something that you love that much, my wife just took up surfing at the tender age of 45.
Awesome.
She's killing it on surfing. It's wild. I'm like, this girl looks like, I go, babe, when is the first contest? She's like, I'm not going to go enter a contest. I'm like, no, you really should. Like, you're really good.
It's wild that you're going you're like a Benjamin Button. You're going in the reverse way.
Yeah.
You're doing, I'm going to take up accounting. You've done all the crazy stuff out of the way, and now you're much more sedate. But that's cool. But listen, you've paid your dues. Your bona fides are intact, so enjoy it.
She gives me all the hope because I'm going to try surfing this summer.
Excellent.
I already promised myself. But yeah, at the X Games, I mean, there's like an 11-year-old kid that is doing 900s on a skateboard on a vert ramp because you guys like set the bar so high. So that's their baseline that they're rolling in on. What are some of the tricks that when you were competing that you rolled out?
Well, I like me doing backflip tail whips and 360 tail whips and all that stuff and Superman seat grabs. That was amazing back then, right? Everybody was freaking out, and it was great. Superman seat grab 360 changed the game. All that stuff was just wild. But then all of a sudden now they're opening up their lives with those tricks into the foam pit. And that opened up a whole new realm of stuff because we were learning this stuff on dirt.
Yeah.
And getting owned and just completely breaking bones and doing whatever. And now
they're
so much smarter. Yeah, they're way, way smarter than us. And so they were able to do this with foam pits and resi mats where you slide and it still hurts, but it's a lot less, and it doesn't break bones like dirt does, So I envy those people, but at the same time I don't, because they got to take it to dirt, and at one point or another you have to send whatever you're doing, the double backflips, triple backflips. I mean, these are insane.
Hot Carls.
It's crazy. Yeah, the hot Carl.
Dude. Well, you're definitely a legend, man, and we're glad you're coming to town. So I want to point people in the direction of City Winery. You can go to citywinery.com. Shows on Monday, February 2nd, 7:30 show, and it's songs, stories, and more with TJ. He's going to have that for you. Brother, we hope you have a good time. Hopefully some of the snow will be somewhat gone by the time we get here. We don't know, but enjoy while you're in town, all right?
Hey, thank you guys very much. I appreciate you. Much love. Take care.
Take care, man. TJ Lavin, guys. Like I said, February 2nd, that's when that show is, so it should be pretty cool. Man, dude got some stories.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he just did, not even scratch the surface with us. So it's going to be plenty more that you're going to be hearing.
We had no idea that Marissa dated Puck.
Puck.
See, I reveal that. I want to know stories about my husband. I got to get those off air.
Yeah.
Puck came by the studio one time when we were in media.
No.
It
was Conchi.
Was it?
Yeah. Well, the only reason I think it was Conchi is because he had a fishing rod with him.
He had a fishing rod with him. That's what I was going to say. He kept it, and he took it with him everywhere. He said he would go fishing anywhere he had a chance to.
And we were right on the river, so that's why I remember it. Like, I feel like when he was done, he went and cast off into the Schuylkill.
He was serious, man. Yeah.
And he's only gotten arrested like 500
times,
600 times.
Mostly for illegal fishing.
Things like that.
Where was Puck? Which
San
city?
San Francisco.
He was San Francisco. And that was the first one.
No.
That was the second
New
one.
York was his first
Okay.
one. LA was the second one. And then San Francisco was the third.
Okay.
And then I lost track after that.
After a while.
But then they went to like Seattle. And eventually they made their way here. And by then it had kind of gotten to the point of everybody was starting to go like, oh, whatever.
I'm the new Puck.
Yeah.
I'm the new.
Yeah.
So it became very predictable. Here, remember they had, it was in the converted bank.
Yeah.
That they turned into a studio and the whole thing, and they were living in that, whatever the hell they turned it into.
It's at 4th and Arch. It's just like an office building now, which is kind of sad. It was a club for a while. I can confidently say that Miami, which was season 5, was the first one I ever watched.
Okay.
I saw the first season of the first ever, yeah.
Yeah, the New York one didn't grab me. It wasn't until they got to LA. And then I was like, okay.
Well, they got
this
more.
is pretty cool.
They were really trying to be. They were really basing it on the PBS series An American Family. So they were really wanted to be insightful.
Yeah, kind of real.
That was kind of nice, but it's also nice with a bit of fun.
Yeah.
And they loosened up for the second season.
Was The Miz in that first season?
The Miz was in the might have been.
Was he in the first season in New York?
No, he was later on.
Was he?
It was the guy,
The male model, Eric Niles.
Eric Niles, and then didn't somebody who had, that was San Francisco.
That
where
was
somebody Pedro.
He had
HIV.
AIDS,
He was
yeah.
HIV positive.
Yeah.
The Miz, Real World.
The Miz might have been the third season.
I don't remember. I thought there was a wrestler.
Real
in that
World
first season.
Allentown?
Allentown.
He wasn't until 2001 when
I
they
was
went
way off.
back to New York.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it was in New York, but I had the wrong era for that. Okay.
The other crazy person was Ruthie. Do you remember her in Hawaii?
Yeah, she was an alcoholic.
Yes.
Yeah, like
That's
really,
funny.
really. Yeah, that was just hilarious.
I
No,
want a drink. Somebody answer the phone. I want a drink.
It was sad.
Yeah.
It was.
It's
like, she was-
exploitive.
yeah.
Off the rails.
Off the rails.
that sucks.
Yeah.
It was kind of funny for the first few episodes, and then they had to address, like, oh no, she has a problem, and we need to help her out in the middle of this.
You know what would be great? The Real World Great Wolf Lodge.
Yeah, man.
Oh.
Right?
Listen, Dad over at the bar.
Yeah.
The kids drowning in the pool.
By the way, I saw this. Great Wolf Lodge is rolling out an adults-only Valentine's Day experience where couples enjoy a 5-course dinner in a private poolside cabana inside the water park, which is kept at 84 degrees. And after dinner, you float the lazy river on tubes surrounded by rose petals and candles
Nice.
while sipping champagne and enjoying dessert, all with live string music in the background.
Would the Great Wolf
This
Lodge
sounds
work?
awesome.
Because you've gone many times, you've raved about it.
Yeah.
Would the Great Wolf Lodge work as an adult destination?
Absolutely, I think it would.
Okay, yeah.
I think it definitely would. Rochelle just went. She took Caleb and Caleb's friend Emma because they wanted to go back and take pictures the way they did when they were kids.
Okay. Right.
And so now they're both, 8 and 19 years old. They're adults,
Right,
quote-unquote
right.
adults. But Rochelle reported back, and it has changed big time since the last time we went. Like, they've
Really?
expanded it in a big way, and they've definitely added more. As soon as you walk in, there's a bar right there on the right-hand side. It used to be the front desk, and now it's a bar.
So that's really...
They're kind of catering a little bit more towards the adults that are bringing the kids.
I can see that. The mom and dad are walking in like, all right, here we go. Hand me a drink.
But they've, Shell said it's changed quite a bit. I had so much fun every time we went there because we'd go like it is now.
Yeah.
And it's 85 degrees inside.
Yeah.
And you're just walking around all willy-nilly in your bathing suit and carrying a drink around. It's fantastic.
With your toodly-boodly hanging out.
So stick that back in. So I would dig this. The 90-minute event includes upscale dishes like lobster, scallops, Wagyu, short rib, and indulgent chocolate desserts. Optional wine pairings as well. And it's available for one night only on February 14th. And the one in Pennsylvania is included at select Great Wolf Lodge locations. It's $299 per couple.
That's not bad.
And does that come with your overnight stay?
Why do I find that hard to believe?
I find that hard to believe. Yeah, and $399.
And a complimentary wolf.
With wine, you get a free wolf as well.
You want a timber wolf?
So I thought that might be kind of a fun little Valentine's Day option.
Great Wolf Lodges are there? Are they across the country?
Yeah, they are. Marissa just had a map up that had all the locations, and it looked to be about, 12 or something like that, Marissa, maybe 10 or 12 locations.
Where refiner wolves are served.
Just eyeballing it, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And it was like maybe 20 locations worldwide. So I didn't know they expanded that much.
You can go to Great Wolf Lodge, Abu Dhabi, Preston.
Yeah, do they?
Dubai.
But the Abu Dhabi do.
do.
Yeah, they do Great Wolf.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I've never been, and I feel like that ship has sailed. Yeah, my kids are older now.
Yeah.
And, it's one of those things that I
It's
just...
never too late to start.
Yeah.
Work your rep. Do Chuck E. Cheese and...
It was a lot of fun, but it was also not cheap.
Yeah.
It was a pricey endeavor.
And then I never did the Kalahari either. Have you ever done that?
Never did that.
What
and I
is
would
the
like
Kalahari?
To. Similar. It's up heading towards Poconos, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's an indoor water park.
Okay.
And hotel.
Is it based on the Kalahari? Is it the no wolves and just like vultures and stuff?
What is a Kalahari?
The desert, right? Kalahari Desert?
I don't know. I just thought
That's what I thought.
I thought it was somebody's last name or something. But I think your theory is way better than mine.
I wouldn't count on me. Yeah.
I never thought I'd be into this, and then I went to Camelback over the summer. And I brought my extended family. I brought my brother and sister-in-law and our niece and nephew, and I had a blast.
Yeah.
And I probably wouldn't have done it if it wasn't for going with them.
Right.
But seeing, I get seeing the joy in kids' faces and stuff like that. I get the joy of it now.
I have been wanting to do that
Yeah.
Camelback resort. I hear it's great.
It's great. And I got to do the roller coaster.
What's the roller coaster?
On the ski lift.
Yes, outside.
Yes.
Okay.
So it like pulls you up, and then it's just gravity bringing you down. But it was really cool. I thought it was going to be kind of cheesy. It was actually really cool.
Do we still have the special on WMMR.com?
It ran out last night.
Son of a
Midnight.
bitch. Son of a bitch.
All right. See, that's why you got to get on the big friggin' deal before it goes away.
There's a new one.
Make sure. There's a new one. What is it?
Sahara Sam's Oasis Water Park.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
There you go.
All right.
We are born anew.
$30 for 2 tickets. How about that? And I've never been to Sahara Sam's, but I've heard great things about that too. It's right in line with what we're talking
Think
about.
of the Kalahari, but wetter.
So you can go to WMMR.com and you can get that as we speak. All right, listen, I think we should go ahead and take a break and come back in a moment and get your B file and all that stuff. Yes, we are doing our show. The Preston and Steve Show is indeed live. We are in today, essential workers as we are. And I'm sure that Matt Cord is going to be here, right? As far as I know.
He's coming in a medical helicopter.
Oh, and so he should. He should. He deserves it. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll come back in a second. Some B-File stories are coming up next, so stay with us. I'm sorry. I smelled something all the way over here.
Something horrible. I thought perhaps you farted. I was across the room and I smelled something that kind of like okra.
Oh,
okra. I thought perhaps you're from New Orleans and farted.
Wow.
That's a really obscure line.
Listen, if you're trying to stand out from everyone else,
She's telling me that she thinks I'm from New Orleans.
you may want to try that.
She thinks I'm from New Orleans.
There was a movie with. Anyway, I forgot who it was. Anyway, so these two people made this eye contact. They kind of show it back and forth, a little smile, and eventually he goes over and says, "Hey, I thought I would just come over and say hello because we had a little connection."
Right,
and he kind of gestured to his eyes.
Yeah. Mhm.
And I'm like, that's a good line if you did indeed have that little connection. But anyhow,
I mean, your good eye.
She says, how do you start a conversation? Here's
Right.
tips. And remember, still, I want to eventually get to the secret signs that he's ready for sex because I think you guys are going to like this. So take a deep breath and smile. This part is easier than you think, she says. Don't stress about what to say. 80% of someone's impression of you and the first sentence you utter has virtually nothing to do with what you're saying. It's whether you've said it with passion, a smile, and a friendly look.
That takes the weight off of, don't say something ridiculous or that's going to turn somebody. We realize you're both kind of trying to figure it out.
Yeah, so concentrate on getting that right, she says, and it's just a smile and a friendly look mainly is what you want to do.
Smile and a Coke.
And she says the best chat-up line is simply one which is appropriate to the situation you're in and something not too challenging. If you're in a sandwich shop and standing in line next, the best thing, since sliced bread, sorry, couldn't resist, you're going to sound like an idiot if you come out with, you look like an angel who's dropped from heaven. Better surely
I like
say...
liverwurst.
Wait, what?
Do you like liverwurst?
Liverwurst?
It's one of my favorite meat products. I suspect the other one is in your pants.
She says,
I'll take a pound of whatever you got between your legs.
You may want to try something like, have you eaten here before? I can't decide between the chicken or tuna.
And then, oh, God.
Do you want some tuna? Anyway, I'm gonna jump ahead.
All right.
Okay. I'm gonna jump ahead because
get the tuna.
Apparently, there are secret signs that he's ready for sex.
Right.
Okay. She says, look for these subtle signs that he's turned on.
He's
Look, you got a boner.
That he's turned on and ready before you
massive erection.
before you lean in for that first kiss. All right. So here you go. And I would like someone to illustrate these things. Okay.
Okay.
And I can do it if you want to, but. He's touching his face more than usual. So
You like this?
Yeah. He's like
So I would say if you're perhaps like you're doing one of these or stroking your chin or prying your eyes wide open with your index fingers and thumbs.
I do this a lot. I rest my my
finger in your nose,
thumb under my chin, and my index finger on the side of my face. Or you're doing that in case the V with your fingers and sticking your tongue out.
He's just touching his face.
That's all he's doing.
Yep.
All right, his eyes appear shiny and moist.
What?
And
they have to be.
And his pupils are large and dilated.
He's on meth.
He's high.
Yeah, that's strong.
He has 3 testicles.
I smell lightning.
What? Huh? His eyes are...
Seahorses forever.
His pupils are dilated. When totally aroused, pupils can double in size.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right. Notice that he's breathing quickly. Yeah.
Okay, so these might find some of these a little troubling.
His sentences are short and half finished. This is clearly an addict that we're talking to. Yeah, they're short and half finished. His hand, thigh, or knee accidentally touches yours. Okay.
So that's an interesting thing. I think that if your legs, if you're sitting side by side, or you're, that gentle touch as they just sort of by happenstance, that's an indicator. And neither side recoils in terror.
She also says to notice if his thighs are tense.
You have very tense thighs.
Now, how do you do
I
that?
couldn't help but notice that your thighs are very tense. They need a deep tissue massage.
I don't
Do you like liverwurst? I do.
I don't know how
I like pimento loaf.
I guess maybe if they're wearing shorts.
I could see in your tight shorts, your thighs are very tense.
Yep.
Do you have a taut scrotum?
Ooh.
I mean wrinkleless.
Does anybody?
Smooth.
Like billiard balls.
All right, you may notice that his lips are red and swollen.
You look like an idiot. You're making out with a pepper?
His lips are red and swollen.
A texter says these are the same symptoms if you have rabies.
And then finally, his nostrils flare.
That's to me. That's an aggressive.
So
you look like a charging bull.
Yeah. So let's sum this up. His pupils are dilated. He's breathing quickly. His lips are red and swollen, and his nostrils flare.
He's using bath salt.
I'm scared.
He's ready to rip your face off.
Why did you take this upstairs?
So, ladies, that's what you have to look forward to when a man is interested.
What do you think is one of the best sort of initial exchanges captured in a movie where I was watching Defending Your Life with Albert Brooks, and the way he's conversing with Meryl Streep in that movie is a very, very organic,
very easy
conversation, very easy going. They're not playing roles; they're just themselves.
Yeah, that's a really good question. Where people just all of a sudden, when you slide into a groove very easily, that you can tell. That doesn't mean that an awkward first meeting is that things are off the table.
No,
Sometimes it can work out that way.
Yeah.
Good Will Hunting was pretty good with Matt Damon and Minnie Driver.
Where did they? Oh yeah.
The meeting at the bar, and I mean he's a genius.
Matt Damon.
She's into him because of his ability, and then he doesn't go for her right away. You know.
Right. In fact, she comes over to him. That's a great line later on. She's like, "You blew it.
Yeah.
I've been sitting here all night waiting for you to come over here and talk to me."
Yeah.
And she gives him the phone number.
Yeah.
So she made the aggressive move.
He got her number.
Yeah. I got her number.
I like apples.
Yeah.
Do you like liverwurst?
I'm a genius.
What do you mean, hell of a... Do you like liverwurst?
Not particularly.
What's this guy talking about?
He's a genius. Go with it.
Yeah, right. Yeah. He may be eccentric.
You like liverwurst?
Yeah.
Smart man.
All right. Well, anyhow, meeting men without actually getting out in the real world and meeting men. These are some tips for ladies or men who are interested in getting out and meeting more people. So just thought I'd share.
Yeah, there's some interesting stuff in
Pass
that.
that info along.
Yeah.
All right. It is, there's a hunky man, and it's today's day. Today is his day. It's Thor's Day. And we have your opportunity to win a Thor Love and Thunder prize pack right now. I'll take call number 12 at 215-263-WMMR. You get $60 in Fandango codes and a Thor Love and Thunder t-shirt and a mini poster that comes along to you. And by the way, Thursday is named after Thor. After
is.
the Norse god of Thor.
How about that?
Thor's Day is Thursday. So caller number 12, let's get you in there. And the movie opens in theaters everywhere tomorrow. 215-263-WMMR is the number. We're going to take a break. We'll come back in a second and the bizarre file. And also we're going to talk to Matt McGinnis from Mystery Science Theater 3000 about Blobfest, which is returning live this year in Phoenixville. We'll be right back. So the last time we had a chance to speak with members of this band, they were in transit. They were on a bus. We had this great conversation.
Fantastic.
And it was our first interaction with the band, and now we've got everybody who is in our studio here. Did everybody else get the emails about excited people that they were coming in today? I got an email from somebody who has rescheduled their vacation around their tour.
Wow.
That is how rabid their fans are. Please welcome Josh, Zach, Travis, and Claudio from Coheed and Cambria this morning. Gentlemen, good morning. Good to see you again. Good morning. Last time, all right, I'm not hearing them coming through here, Rodney. I want to make sure I have this. Hold on a second. Casey.
We will not stand for anything that's inferior.
Yeah, we already had that a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
So, no, the last time at Claudio, you were on a bus. We chatted with you. Are you guys, your tour doesn't start just yet, though, right?
No, we're actually headed to Lidditz for dress rehearsals.
I keep hearing great things about that soundstage there. Like all the bands go there so can you explain to the layperson what it is that you do there?
Well, it's more of like dress rehearsals. So it's really if you have a lot of like, at least from my understanding, because we don't typically go there, but because we have props and video and things like that, it gives like the production a chance to run the system.
And that's what it's the facility's designed to accommodate that.
Yes,
so, yeah, because we've had who is
I mean, the Stones were there.
Yeah.
Fish goes there.
Metallica.
Yeah. Are there other places like that in the country, or?
I mean, probably. But I think this is the one we're aware of primarily because our old tour manager lives in that town and now works for the facility.
There you go.
Okay,
so we get a discount.
When it comes to the production, so we just played Rush, and I had a chance to talk to Geddy Lee one time, and I'm a lifelong Rush fan, and when I go to the shows, that's one of the things I love. They would put movie screens up. They would have inflatables. They would do these things that were part of the music that was being played as well. They interact and give you this visual as well as audio sense thing. And I'd ask, I'm like, okay, you guys just don't sit down and come up with that stuff yourself, do you? He's like, no, there are people that help out with this. What about with you guys and the production value of your show? Do you have people that listen to the music and go, okay, here's what I envision this looking like?
I wish it was like that. No, so typically I'll draw like a very crude sketch of what I imagine and then like send it off to management, and then they'll find somebody that can, put the pieces together in terms of like financially.
So like if you want a Stonehenge, but you accidentally put the inches instead of feet. Right. Okay. I was thinking the same thing.
Because to me that seems. But you're, and we talked last time, and I've since taken a more active approach in listening to a lot of your stuff, because we love progressive, concept albums, and we love the whole predicate for your musical journey across these different albums and the sci-fi elements and so on and so forth. But it's got to be hard when you're putting together a show, because it's so in your minds and you've lived with it for so long, in that staging process to say, how do I convey this thought? Because it's so near and dear to you to at some point say, all right, you do it now. It's got to be hard, right?
Right, absolutely. But, I also understand, like, with trying to put together a production like this, there are going to be limitations. I'm not making, like, the Star Wars movies.
Right,
so there's, like, trying to find these pieces that are really both resemble the story properly and also just the lineage of the band.
Right.
So, like, picking those things. And so it's a delicate process. That's why it's so hard to just kind of hand off. It needs to work in both domains.
It's amazing when you encounter someone who's very creative and can do that. I think that actually is an evolution in the step of being creative, is to say, to get your people where you can go, okay, now you can, I'm going to pass this along to you, because you have to at some point, because the general product will suffer if you don't have someone doing that.
Right.
Yeah.
I was curious about, when you are rehearsing for a tour, if when you guys go and you get in this performance space and do it, if you will try to get where, okay, guys, we're going to run it all the way through from beginning to end as if there's an audience there. Do you try to do that, or you do? Okay.
Yeah.
So with similar amount of breaks in between songs, like, you only have a certain amount of time, you go right into this other song. And then obviously you do that for a little while once you get out on the road and you've perfected it a few shows into that.
Yeah. I mean, it's really...
Because some people, I'm sorry to interrupt, but some people, I think, like Pearl Jam is kind of like, all right, here's the set list for tonight. Here's what we're going to do,
You don't have kind of that luxury.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So, but to that point, I mean, how long into a tour routinely does it take before you've got the product the way you want it?
Oh, that's a good question.
And I just reduced what you do to a product.
right. With lights and programming and whatever that is, that usually takes a couple of weeks. But for us, it is. We got to understand our bodies, and there's a lot of movement. There's a lot of action. We don't just sort of rely on the visuals.
Thank you very much, Marissa. Steve, I just thought of a great idea with this snow that's going to be sticking around for quite a while. We're talking a few weeks because of the temperature staying low. But we have the Cardboard Classic coming up down the road. And if you haven't started building your sled and you have some concepts, what you could do is not unlike they do with aircraft. You make a miniature version of it.
Yes.
And then they'll put the miniature aircraft in a wind tunnel, and they'll run all these tests on it. See how you could do a smaller version of whatever you have in mind, and go out and try it out on the snow now and
Test
see
it
if
out.
it works.
Run a few tests on it. I'd do that.
Perfect opportunity for you to do that. All the information about the Cardboard Classic is at WMMR.com. Of course, we're going to be going to Montage Mountain. It'll be on Friday, March 6th. And we've got the prizes there. And, of course, all the stuff about Mountain Fest with the Pond Skimming and Sugar Ray and Wheatus and all the bands that are playing.
It's like that scene in Top Secret where they're showing how they're going to get inside the Nazi base. And so what you believe is it's just, stuff sketched out in the sand, but the camera widens out and there's these miniature towns and people set up and a functioning like train that
goes through the town. I love it. You can, whatever level you want to do it, that is up to you, but it's just an idea. All right. Bizarre File. Yeah, here we go.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
Couple stories to share. We'll begin with this one out of Pittsburgh. An investigation is underway for a man who was rescued from the river near Point State Park, and also a $30,000 stolen harp was recovered along the riverbank on Wednesday. This is one of the strangest pairings I've ever seen.
So he's in the river and the harp's on the riverbank, or is the harp in the water as well?
No, the harp was on the riverbank.
So he was playing it and fell in.
Public safety officials said river rescue and rangers responded to reports of a man in the water at Point State Park, and officials were able to pull the man to shore, and medical care was initiated. He was taken to the hospital in stable condition. Prior to his rescue, officials said the man brought a full-sized harp valued at $30,000 to the riverbank before he disrobed and jumped in. Authorities say the harp was stolen from a home. It wasn't even his.
No.
Yeah.
You don't steal someone's harp.
Police are handling the burglary investigation while rangers are pursuing charges of receiving stolen property. So that is
I would imagine if you're a harpist and you're outside in the cold and you're naked, that's not going to feel good.
No, I would think...
Because the harp touches your crotch.
It's going to be quite chilly. Yeah, because you have to pull that thing in next to you. Yeah, so... All right, Alberta Occupational Health and Safety is investigating the death of a worker at an oil sands mine from north of Fort McMurray. Now, the worker was inside a piece of equipment last week when it became submerged in a muskeg. Now, a muskeg is something I'd never heard of before.
Neither have I.
It is a wetland of spongy peat. And this dude, whatever piece of machinery is in, sunk in. He's dead. They can't find him. Like it's gone.
A quicksand kind of thing.
Suncor Energy Incorporated said that the contractor had been operating heavy machinery near a body of water. As of last week, the person was unaccounted for and recovery efforts were underway. Neither the company or OH&S provided an update on the efforts to retrieve the worker's remains. Suncor said the investigation is early and ongoing, but there are indications that it may have been the result of a medical event. Suncor said earlier this month that its safety performance in 2025 was its best ever for a third year in a row.
We can restart that one again.
I think so.
So he had a heart attack, they believe, while working on the job, and then he sunk into the Amanda Pete.
Something like that. Not Amanda Pete.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But it was a spongy Pete.
Yeah. I've actually seen people on Instagram. What they do is they'll jump into this
Pete,
muck and pates, whatever it's called, and they'll jump face down and splat into it.
Okay.
It's kind of funny because it looks like it would hurt.
Yeah.
You're going face down into this thing.
Wow.
But
it's kind of alarming.
But this guy was in some piece of heavy machinery and sucked him up. Gone. All right. A woman was arrested after she reportedly attempted to pick up her child from a daycare with a blood alcohol level more than 8 times the legal limit. Yes. Whitney Jensen was arrested on suspicion of driving under the influence of the passenger under the age of 16 years old and open container drinking alcohol in the vehicle.
How's school today?
A concerned daycare worker called officers on Thursday after Jensen arrived to pick up her child while severely impaired. Officers arrived at the scene. They saw Jensen in the driver's seat with her child improperly restrained. She tried to get out of the vehicle for an interview, but officers said she could not stand up straight without help. They also said she was swaying, unable to keep her footing, had a slur, was unable to finish her sentences, and smelled of alcohol.
Oh, when I'm sitting down, I'm fine.
She reportedly refused consent to a sobriety test, was consequently arrested. Officers searched her vehicle. They found several open containers. She eventually agreed to provide a sample for a chemical test. She had a blood alcohol content of 0.419.
Wow.
More than 8 times the legal limit. So,
was there any blood in her alcohol?
That is a bad mommy right there. All right, right now, a massive shark has found its way back to the Sunshine State. A great white nicknamed Contender stretches nearly 14 feet and weighs well over 1,600 pounds, making him the largest male of his kind ever to be recorded in the Atlantic Ocean.
I'm a big tubby shark with big dorsal fin.
I'm actually surprised at that. I know that's not their area, but that's the largest one, 14 feet, because you've heard of 20-footers.
That's what I've heard of. So I don't know, because in the movie, the great documentary, Peter Gimble from years ago called Blue Water White Death, they discovered 2 great white sharks off a public beach in Australia, and one of those suckers was like 18, 19 feet long.
Wow. But this is the largest they've ever found in the Atlantic. According to O-Search, Contender was found tagged in January last year, roughly 45 miles off the coast of Florida and Georgia. Contender's name is in honor of Contender Boats, a longtime O-Search partner whose industry-leading sport fishing and pleasure boats enabled their research missions.
And when a shark is tagged, it has to find another shark and tag that one, right?
Yeah, it's like in the game. You got to make sure you tag someone else. After he was first tagged, Contender swam back north all the way up to the Gulf of St. Lawrence near Canada in October, but the research group Shark Tracker showed that Contender was most recently pinged on last Monday morning offshore Florida. The tracker reveals that Contender has made his way south past Daytona Beach, leading him down the coast off of Sebastian. Tracker data also shows that Contender stuck around the area until roughly mid-March last year, meaning that he likely won't stick around long before migrating back to Canada. Many shark species in Florida typically head north during the spring and summer, going back south once fall and winter roll around. But this is the biggest one they have found.
It's pretty impressive.
And that is what I have in the bizarre file for you. All right, we're going to take a quick break. You know what? I'm going to do one more of these. We have a sorority party coming up, and this event is going to be taking place February 12th at Parks Casino in Ben Salem, and we're doing a Galentine's Day party. It's a Galentine's Day bingo sorority party, as we're going to be firing up the bingo board and giving away some prizes at Parks Casino. And you have to be a 21 or older. Ladies only. We'll take caller number 5 for one of our sorority sisters. And if you're not an official member of the sorority yet, we will make you one that night. 610-660-9333 is the number. You and a guest, female only, will be able to join us for this little party. And we're going to be in the Liberty Bell Beer Garden inside Parks Casino in Ben Salem. Such a great event and a lot of fun. And we're playing bingo.
Yeah.
How about that?
I like bingo.
That's a bingo. All right, we're going to take that caller and we're going to take a break. We'll get back with the lesson question, trash, and music news. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Very energetic band, the 20 years we've been one. So it's we need to take that into consideration. We don't, or just our health,
Right.
So that's why we run it front to back, is to make sure that we can breathe.
Claudio, as an artist, I'm curious as to how do you know when something is finished? Be it a song or a stage production or whatever, because so much artistic vision goes into it, and I think artists sometimes don't know, am I done with this? Did I do it the way that I wanted to do it? So how do you know, all right, I'm done now, and now I can move on to the next one?
It's tough because you're never really done. Right. I want to say it's safe to say with this last record, I feel pretty complete just because the music has been around for so long. But typically the music is alive for a moment. You record it, you put it out, and you can't help but sit and sort of nitpick it and think about the things that you could have done better. That happens. So But usually for me, when I know a song is done, is when I'm pretending I'm Josh. Yeah. And I'm like slamming air drums, and I'm like getting super
You're
emotional.
hearing it as an audience member, basically.
Right, right.
Oh, okay.
You mentioned Josh, your drummer, and when we spoke to you last, you said you made an interesting comment. And I wish I had the exact quote, but Steve, I think you had asked him, if there was something you wish people appreciated more about the band or something like that. And I think you said something along the line, I wish they knew even more so what a great drummer Josh is.
Yes.
So he gave you this big time love on our program, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, I saw it. It was incredible.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. We've all been playing music together for a very long time and in different bands, and when I first saw Josh play, he was playing in a band with his brother, and I just remember being like so fixed and fascinated on him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, it would just be incredible to one day play with him. And I think we had one night had a few beers together, and we were maybe taking a pee or on the side of the house. And I said to him, and mind you, Josh's brother and their band was like signed. They were off and going to do something. And I had said to him, one day we're going to play in a band together. And he was probably like, "You're crazy."
You were 15 years old.
You were 15?
Hey, told me drunk on the porch we were going to play together. I was such a big fan of his. I wanted that to be true, but that felt crazy. But here we are,
That's great.
Hey, I want to go back to the finished product. Have you guys changed anything that was quote unquote finished? Whether it be a lyric or chord progression, or have you, because you've been playing something or singing something for so long, and you go, you know what, man, this would have sounded, and you know what, you're the creator. You can do whatever the hell you want to it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, have you ever done anything that was kind of already in the books for years?
Yeah, we have. We've added little things like injecting like a cover of The Trooper inside a Coheed song, things
That's
like
cool.
that.
That's cool to be able to do that. That's cool.
Yeah, and you also, because when you make a record and you record the record, you only have this it feels like at least like this finite portion of time, and as you play it and perform it, you start to realize there are some things that you can do a little better, and you start to modify, and it happens.
And I was curious about musicians, bands that have a body of work. If you can kind of fall in and out of love with certain songs that you've written through the years, does that happen?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like I know that.
What, if I may jump in here quickly, Preston, what song fell out of favor that is now back in favor?
What has fallen? That's a tough one.
Because
I know.
You don't, just to revisit, like sometimes you need to rediscover why you wrote it and loved it in the first place,
Right. There's one song we're performing on this tour that we haven't in a while, and I like the song, but it's just a difficult one, and it seems to be a fan favorite, and we haven't played it in a long time. But it's the one of the set list that I'm like I want to battle. I want
right.
to get it, because it's really tough on my throat, and it's like right in the middle of the set, but it's called The Running Free.
Okay, so is it like in the show you're like, all right, 3 more till the running. 3 more, 2 more. All right.
Do you
I got to do it.
Do you guys all feel the same about that song in particular? Is it sort of a group, or do you all have your own specific songs?
No, I don't think that song. I mean, there's a song that we're playing from the new record, which is a big undertaking, and I think that every night when we get that done, for me in particular, I'll feel really good.
Okay. Okay. All right. What about you, Zach? Anything? Or is it just all easy?
No, it's definitely not all easy. No. Actually, yeah, there's some stuff, from the new record where singing backup vocals is really difficult. So that kind of stuff will stress me out, because I can't really sing that good. So.
And we know Josh is so good that there's no problem whatsoever.
Well, your music has so many different textures. It has so many different places that it can go to, from tender ballad to in your face, that I would imagine the set list allows you time to take these breathers and flow. And you want the music to flow anyway when you're playing a show.
Yeah. We also curate a lot of segues to allow us time to,
Okay.
keep vibe going and allow us time to just gather our ourselves.
Speaking of segues, I'll use this one to see if we can get some music. It's what I do, Josh. All right. See if you can get some music for us this morning. And what song you want to do here, Claudio?
We're going to do the Liars Club.
Excellent. All right, this is Coheed and Cambria on MMR.
Liars, it's the fear that wakes us up. It's the truth that things are such a mess, far beyond repair. Your mind at a service, hard to find the words worth saying. Do to deserve these, everything seems broken when you look at it that way. Oh, it's a disease, and there ain't no cure. Oh, the truth is such a bore. Oh, do you want me to lie? 'Cause I can do it, baby, I can do it lie. Do you please ask me to? 'Cause life would feel much better when we just avoid the truth. Baby, are you okay to lie with me? Where empty retreats farther than it seems to be. The older I creep, the pain in my body, longing for the days in my teens where I guess I'll accept this carriage, death me on the wheel with my mama staring. Jealousy here in the back seat. Or do you want me to lie? 'Cause I can do it, baby, I can do it lie. To you, please, I'm begging you, 'cause life would feel much better if we just avoid the truth. Baby, are you okay to lie with me?
Goodness, yes.
That's beautiful.
That is just stunning. Coheed and Cambria, 93.3 WMMR. They've access to a window of the Waking Mind Tour. We'll be at the Leah Core Center on July 27th. And they're rehearsing, and they were in the vague vicinity, so came by this morning.
It was so glad you had you here. You know, Preston talked about getting emails and people being very excited, and that, you know, your fan base is so invested in what you do. And you mentioned Star Wars earlier. There was a point at which George Lucas became a pariah to his own fans. How do you balance, because your fans have such ownership of your content, they're so invested in it. Is that a fine line you have to walk?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think about it too much, just because a lot of the story is so directly related to my experiences when I'm writing it.
Right.
It's hard. Like, there are things conceptually that I'll inject that I'll know that, like, for example, this last record and its story component ends on this cliffhanger that I really knew, like, when I came up with the idea, this is going to please the audience.
Yeah.
Like, in such a fantastic way. And it has so far. Like, as people are starting to digest the record and read the story, I'm seeing a lot of comments about it and people trying not to spoil the end. But for the most part, I try not to think about it. But when I get a concept that I know is going to be a home run, it's like, oh, this is going to be great.
That's excellent. That's a cool place to be at.
Yeah. Speaking of concepts and genre stuff and so on, because we had a nice lengthy conversation with you last time. Did you watch Stranger Things?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God, right? Now, Nick has not finished it yet, so no spoilers.
2 episodes to go. I'm watching this weekend.
Get on it.
I know.
He's right.
It's funny because you're talking about spoilers, and in this day and age, information just gets out. You might just be scanning through Twitter about anything, and then all of a sudden you get some spoiler about Coheed, or you get some spoiler about Stranger Things, just because.
Chili Peppers on 93.3 WMMR, Danny, California. Preston and Steve show on this Monday morning, 7 minutes after 10 o'clock. Looking out our window here in Bala Cynwyd, don't see a single solitary vehicle on the road as I look down Kings Grant City Avenue. I did get a text earlier of somebody that was saying in their area up in the Northeast, the roads are nasty.
Oh, really?
Like, depending on, I don't know if they mean neighborhoods or but it says the main roads. This person texted in earlier. Main roads are not clear in Northeast Philly. So all depends on where you are and what all the crews had to do last night and where they're getting to. So probably best just to hang tight, stay where you are if you can, and give it one more day, and things should be good to go by tonight or tomorrow.
More than likely you have the day off anyway, so sop it up.
Yep, most definitely. All right, let's see. Lesson question time, and we are going to give away pair of tickets as MMR rocks 3 Days Grace, Friday, February 27th at the Hard Rock, live at Edis Arena at the Hard Rock Hotel in Atlantic City. Question I think we are going to go with, let's see. Man, I don't know if anybody will be able to get this or not. This is when I was talking about Stranger Things, but what sandwich was created from the Philadelphia experiment?
Oh, okay.
That was around 8:30 this morning. What classic sandwich from our area was created from the Philadelphia experiment? Let's see if you heard that. 610-660-9333. If you know that answer, call. And while you're doing that, we will get into the trash.
The trash business is a gold mine. 93.3 WMMR with Preston and Steve's Hollywood Trash.
All right, let's see where we go. Steve, what's going on this morning?
Well, President CBS touting another One Chicago crossover event featuring an intertwining story between Chicago Fire, Chicago PD, and Chicago Med. Producers insist that by the end of the 3-series arc, the viewer will definitively know if Chicago is, in fact, a toddling town.
Oh, my God.
Timothy Chalamet and Kylie Jenner spotted sharing an intimate dinner in Cabo San Lucas Thursday night. Chalamet told reporters, "You have to go to Cabo if you want authentic Chinese food."
Oh, my God.
And finally, Alex Honnold was paid what he described as an embarrassingly small amount for scaling the 101 Taipei Tower live on Netflix. Honnold said he was able to pick up some extra money by wearing a jumpsuit made out of Swifters.
All right, we will try to find a winner, and we're going to go to, let's go to Wayne and see if he knows. Hi, Wayne. You're on the air, bud.
Yes. Hey, it's a hoagie.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Tell dispatch you won, bud. Hang on the line. We're going to say you all. We've got a pair of tickets as MMR rocks 3 Days Grace, Friday, February 27th, Hard Rock live at Edis Arena, Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, Atlantic City. Tickets are on sale now at hardrockac.com.
Now, Preston and Steve's Music News on 93.3 WMMR.
All right, we will dive into a few stories here. I'm going to begin with one about Rush. The fans are already excited to see the band back on the road, but Geddy Lee may have given them another reason to celebrate. Musician, he teased that new music could follow.
I knew it.
The 50-something reunion tour, as long as he, Alex Lifeson, and drummer Annika Niles managed to, quote, survive the run. He said, my intent before we got into this celebration of Rush history was to put some music together. He said, now I assumed that I would be doing that on my own, not with Alex, but when we started jamming, I started seeing the possibility of doing something with Alex. But all of that went on hold now because there's too much work. There's too much work to do for this tour to even think about that. But if we manage to survive the tour, go back to Canada and have a rest, who knows what will happen. But I suspect some music will eventually come out. And he said it would be fun to see what Annika can do in a creative situation. Like, that would be fun. But it's all speculation until it isn't. So, who knows?
So, Neil was the lyricist for most of the songs, correct?
Yes.
So
the overwhelming majority of them, yes.
Who do you think would more than likely accept that duty?
Geddy has written lyrics to a couple of songs.
Yeah.
So, if he's got enough time and creativity to do it, I think he's probably the logical one.
He was the lyricist on Space People, was he not?
I think he told us that they're not from here. They're from far away, actually. So
they come from space, but they don't come from here.
They are the space people. Yeah. In fact, they are from a different planet.
So when they announced the 50-something reunion tour last October, few expected it to become such a large-scale event. Initially planned as just a brief run, the tour soon ballooned to more than 50 shows spanning June through December. On stage, Lee and Lifeson will be joined by Niles and the former Jeff Beck drummer, taking on the task of honoring the late Neil Peart. The band plans to deliver 2 different sets each night, drawing from a catalog of 35 songs. It's been over 10 years, Geddy said, since Alex and I have performed the music of Rush alongside our fallen bandmate and friend Neil. After all of that has gone down since that last show, Alex and I have done some serious soul-searching and come to the decision that we effing miss it and that it's time for a celebration of 50-something years of Rush music.
I don't think it's, disrespectful. I think it honors the memory, and I think it's something that he would probably want.
Maybe so. Yeah. I think he'd want to see his friends go on and have a good time. Dave Grohl has confirmed Foo Fighters have finished their new album. He shared the news during the band's show in Launceston, Tasmania on Saturday, telling the crowd that they completed the record the other day. And
they talked to the mayor in Tasmania. He has the weirdest speech pattern.
Yes. Dave also hinted at a return to Australia before his next birthday in January 2027, suggesting a tour later this year. The upcoming album will be the follow-up to 2023's But Here We Are. The band is currently on their Take Cover tour with guitarist Pat Smear, sitting out some dates after breaking his foot. And then two more stories. Billy Joe Armstrong recorded a cover of David Bowie's classic Heroes for the 50th season of Survivor. Armstrong teamed up with his son Jacob for the track, which plays in the new promo trailer for the Milestone season. The song was released on Friday, but about a month before Survivor 50 premieres on February 25th.
Survivor 50.
I know, it's crazy. This isn't the only big moment coming up for Armstrong, as Green Day will also perform during the opening ceremony of the Super Bowl at Levi Stadium in Santa Clara next month. And then one last thing, we announced this. It's something fun we're doing here on MMR. We're taking it out for a spin. The Grammys have not really done rock music justice with their categories, in our humble opinion. And so we have decided to create our own awards. It is called the WMM Emmys. The WMM Emmys, the Everything That Rocks Awards. So each day this week, Monday through Thursday, we will present you with a category of rock music that we would like you to vote on. And then on Friday, we will list all of the winners. So like I said, there's 4 categories altogether. We're starting with the first category today, Breakout Rock Artist of the Year. And all you have to do is go to PrestonandSteve.com and then click on the band you want to win that category. That's it. You're done. So Sleep Theory, Whiskey Myers, Return to Dust, Youngblood, Sleep Token, and Poppy are the groups that we're starting with. And we'll get into some other traditional Grammy-type categories.
Yes.
Starting the next couple of days. So PrestonandSteve.com. We'll give you until 7 o'clock the next day, 7 a.m. the next day to vote. And then we'll find out on Monday who you think should win. That's it in music news. We are taking a break. Coming back in a moment, we're going to wrap up the program. We'll do the letter of the day, cool word of the week prize this week. And Matt Cord up next to take care of you. We'll be right back.
Preston and Steve.
On 93. Or however long the record's been out. And so as a consumer of the product, you're like, but I want to take that in. I want to be surprised by it. You know, it makes it's a weird challenge to have to present to yourself, but it's a challenge nonetheless, you know?
Yeah. Especially now when there's just so many avenues to get things spoiled. I mean, it's tough. Like, you know, if you're on social media, it's going to happen.
Well, you might be your realm, the story you've been telling with these many albums over the course of, you know, this epic story. I think it's unless you actually sit down and listen, it's harder to get spoiled. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so you might be in all the realms. You might be the most immune to spoilers. Correct?
Right. But it's funny because the other day my wife, because my wife and I, we partnered together on writing the story, and she got a social post that was a picture of the end of the story with the illustration and, you know, the big spoiler.
Right.
And she's like, I can't repost this. So she just like X's out all of the stuff.
Oh my God.
So it happens. But yeah, I think we're definitely in a safer zone.
Is there any talk of this coming to the screen?
You know, we started to talk with our agent at William Morris about trying to make it happen.
Meet with the Duffer Brothers.
It's funny you say that. Like,
Yeah.
I just saw that they put out. They have like now like a subsidiary of Netflix that they're putting out, and I sent it to management like we should send this to the Duffer Brothers.
Yeah.
Like why not? You know.
Do you see it as an animated story or live action?
I see it as all of them. I could see it as an animation. I could see it as a live action film or show.
What do you think your fans would like to see it as?
That's a good question. I think probably a show just because it's more in line with the format of a comic.
Yeah.
You know, seeing as like, you know, comic book is like 12 issues, primarily like in like an arc, so 12 episodes in like an episodic. I could see that. I could see it like that, but you know, these Vaxxas stories really, to me, play out more like a film.
Who rocks your world in as far as who were your seminal influences as far as science fiction? And you know, I assume you're all in the genre as far as a love of this material. You in particular, Cliff.
I mean, yeah, just growing up by Star Wars. I mean, I was born in '78, so that was just in
your wheelhouse. Yeah.
And then you know, I was so into that I was looking for, you know, sitting up waiting for HBO to maybe get the license and play it.
Yeah.
And find things like Kroll or I think
we talked about Kroll.
Yeah. Kroll was a favorite of mine. Like,
Dune
really.
sits right in your wheelhouse, right?
Absolutely.
I forget if we asked you last time, but have you seen? Do you see the most recent?
I love
I mean, that's right in your pocket there.
Absolutely. Yeah. Big sci-fi world building. It's become my thing. I think about it now. I'm like, wow, I've been doing it 20 years. It's actually over 20 years because the concept was born in '98, and I'm just like, wow, it's so bizarre when I see all of the characters and we do the comic conventions and even the crews, like when fans cosplay as like characters in the story that they seem to resonate with. It's like, wow, that's pretty powerful. Like, you know, I've always wanted to have that. I've always wanted to do that, you know.
How many times have you seen a cosplayer come up and you think to yourself, wow, I envision that character more in shape?
Yeah.
In my mind, different.
You know it happens. Like there was a guy who used to come out to our events, very nice, but we eventually called him Captain Central America.
Yeah,
because he was less impressive than Captain.
And then we had Cross-Eyed Batman.
Yeah.
Hey, they're having fun. They're definitely having fun.
As long as you're having fun, that's all that matters.
Absolutely.
From the characters in the story, do people reach out to you and say that they've you know gotten inspiration and in their own personal lives and so on? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, just inspired to create stories or
fan fiction, basically, off your stuff.
Well, that happens. That could happen. But even just like you know, aspiring to be like an author of some sort. You know, or a creator.
That's so cool.
Nice. Do we have time to get another song out of you?
Absolutely.
All right.
Let me make sure I'm I'm there for you guys.
All right. I'll mention again, Vaxxis 2, Window of the Waking Mind tour at Leacore Center on July 22nd. You can get tickets. Just go to coheedandcambria.com. All the tour information and ticket sales information is right there. What are we going to hear now, Claudio?
Shoulders.
Excellent. This is Shoulders on MMR's Coheed and Cambria.
Listen now that I've got your attention. Got to let you know. I hate to see you go now that you're gone. We can enjoy the show. Find laughing at you, that's the one thing. Hey, hey, my wicked eyes do see that I'm the one. With the world on my shoulders, you going out of your way just to keep me down. Maybe we weren't made for each other, and I'm just the one can't keep around. Maybe all things have their misconceptions. That's the life you chose. Everybody's laughing at you, I forget you. But change is the exception. Time to breathe your life outside the shadow. When they keep on laughing at you, then you got to say, hey, hey. My wicked eyes do see that I'm the one. With the world on my shoulders, you're going out of your way just to keep me down. Maybe we weren't made for each other, and I'm just the one can't keep around. You're going out of your way just to keep me down. Maybe we weren't made for each other, and I'm just the one who can keep around. You're going out of your way. Yeah, you're kicking me down. Maybe we weren't made for each other, but this worst thing is to keep around.
Yeah. Oh, man. You guys sound so damn good.
We gave each other the nod there,
Yeah, we
Preston.
were like,
Yeah.
Coheed and Cambria, 93.3 WMMR. It's everything that rocks. It's Shoulders. That's just awesome, man. We love that song. Are a lot of these songs, now you're playing these acoustic today, obviously, are a lot of them born on the acoustic guitar, or they start somewhere else?
You know, Liars Club may have been born on acoustic guitar, but not in that fashion. Probably more like it is on the record. And I think Shoulders was just sort of right into like an amp. You know.
Okay.
So it was guitar driven, but not acoustic.
Yeah, I guess everybody has their method of writing songs, or they might just be kind of scattershot, doing it here and there. How do you do it?
That's kind of what I do. It's just it really all depends. Like I'll write something maybe on piano. I'll rock on acoustic guitar, synthesize, program stuff. I'll do whatever like sort of inspires.
We have a friend, and we're very lucky to have befriended this guy for a number of years now. His name is Michael Giacchino. He's a composer, and he has done everything from he wrote the music for The Incredibles.
He just did Thor.
He did the recent Thor film, and he did the Batman.
Right.
And he's like the guy. He's like the John Williams.
Amazing, and a complete. You would pick up with him immediately, you guys, because he's a pop culture nerd to the 10th level.
So he's from New Jersey, and we've been friends from him. We've been to his house in L.A. and all this stuff. But anyhow, I'm always fascinated with orchestration, how it can start here on the piano, but it ends up being multi-instrument on something completely different, samples and all these things. And great song to end with Weezer, 93.3 WMMR. Say it ain't so. We're done for the day. Whatever you have planned, my friend, we hope you stay safe and heed the warnings, because there's some areas that's still pretty nasty out. Crews are working really hard. We've been watching slowly as things have been clearing outside our window here in Ballackinwood. But it's going to be cold. Next few days means still potential for some slippery conditions for quite also. Just heads up on that. I would like to thank our one and only guest today. TJ Lavin was on. He was great. Legendary BMX rider and host of MTV's The Challenge. He is also a musician, and he's going to bring his songs and stories to the City Winery. And it is going to be February 2nd, 7:30 p.m. You can get tickets at citywinery.com. He's a very funny guy.
He's good.
A lot of fun, so it was cool to chat with him. Matt Cord made it in alive.
Yeah.
How you doing,
It was
man?
the easiest drive-in ever.
Right? Nobody on the road.
Nobody.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, now what do I do?
So you come down Route 1. How were those
Fine.
roads? Okay.
Yeah. Although I think I passed 3 McDonald's, all closed.
Oh, man.
The Lowe's was open in Drexel Hill, Giant, Dunkin' Donuts. McDonald's not having it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe later, perhaps.
Yeah, a lot of places are opening at lunch. Maybe skip breakfast.
Right.
Oh, okay.
All right.
But yeah, really easy. And good to see a guy. Heard you on the air yesterday.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you were listening.
Well, I tuned in and I heard, was it Murder by Numbers?
Yeah, that
I'm
was,
like,
we were wrapping up at that point.
This isn't in the playlist.
Dude, it was my birthday,
Yeah, I
so
know.
I was playing whatever the hell I wanted to.
Then I realized Preston loves the Police.
Yep.
And then there was a Dead song right afterwards.
Yeah, there was some Shakedown Street.
Yeah. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, it's Preston. Because I saw on Instagram that you guys are going to be doing that. So
I played 3 of my favorite bands for my birthday picks. I played the Beatles, If I Fell, which is one of my favorite songs for them. I played a deep cut from Rush, which was awesome. I played Presentation from 2112.
Wow.
We did that on vinyl.
And did it?
Oh, you did?
Yeah, we did a vinyl cut.
Yeah.
And I played Riding the Storm Out from Mario Speedway.
Okay.
As, is appropriate.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I was listening and I was like, if they went for one more hour, this would turn into like drunk day.
Oh, big
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Because I was drinking. Dude, I did not know the fridge is full of Stella. I
Yeah,
had no idea.
Stella.
Oh, is it?
I was
Really?
cracking those open.
Yeah.
And it's a little
They-
whiskey out of my desk.
They've been there for about a week. When I first saw them, I'm like, it's got to be non-alcoholic Stella.
No.
Good that, you figured that they wouldn't survive that long in the fridge.
Right.
Yeah.
But I guess nobody's really
No,
drinking
I remember
around
one
there.
time there was real quick. There was a snow day, and you guys weren't here. I was doing the nights.
Yeah.
And it was me and Ray Coob and Jackie. We couldn't get out, and we were drinking anything you guys had.
Yeah.
And then at one point, because you had a lot of stuff,
Sure, yeah.
one point we were pretty drunk, and then Ray Coob brings in a bottle of horseradish flavored vodka.
Oh, Jesus.
And I'm like,
What?
I think we should call it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ray's like, I got some more. I'm like, yeah, I think we're good.
Dude, I bet your dad would have liked that with the bloody
Oh, yeah.
Caesars in it, right?
Perfectly, yeah.
Yeah.
That actually was-
Jack would have dug that big
I wonder if he
time.
was aware that existed. Maybe he didn't. Yeah.
But it's weird when you're here and you're looking for, you like, oh, there's beer in the fridge. Or,
That's great, man. All right, well, we're going to hand it over to you in a moment, but you ready with the letter?
Yes.
All right.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Now, the Daily Letter.
The Preston and Steve Show brought to you today by the letter.
B, as in bare naked ladies.
All right.
Yeah.
And we have a pair of tickets to give away as MMR Rocks Bert Kreischer, along with an overnight stay and a $200 food and beverage credit from his show coming up Saturday, April 4th, Ovation Hall, Ocean Casino and Resort. And you get tickets today at theoceanac.com. So we'll give that away on Friday. So, snowed in today. What you going to do?
We're doing a block of Van Halen. It would have been Eddie's birthday today. A block of the Beatles. Someone emailed me for that. And Red Hot Chili Peppers. And RBQ tickets for Lame Ass Trivia. And the vinyl cut, The Clash 3 LP Sandinista.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice album.
I love this record.
Is that your favorite of the Clash?
Yeah, I'm going to play Hitsville, UK, I think.
Oh, yeah.
That's like with Ellen Foley singing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know the Clash all that well. Like, I couldn't tell you what songs are on what albums.
The only band that matters.
Well, Matt's got you with it, man. All right, so stick around, friend, and keep him company. Give him a call, all right? I'm going to thank our sponsors. Preston and Steve Show is brought to you today by Dunkin'. The Preston and Steve Show runs on Dunkin'. Also brought to you by Acme Markets, fresh foods, local flavors, and Worldwide Stereo, turning dens into super boxes since 1979. WorldwideStereo.com. Tomorrow on our program, I mentioned the Philly Auto Show, so we'll have our buddy Mike Gemp. Comes in every year.
Yes. Bring in the Gemp.
We'll bring in the Gemp tomorrow morning in the studio to talk about all things Philly Auto Show. So
Bring out the Gimp.
Yep.
We should have him wear a mask.
Dude, that's a great idea.
Let's do that.
All right, that's it. We're done. Rage on. Have a great day in the morning, and we'll see you later, gang. Be safe if you're on the road. Bye-bye.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Hey, everybody, it's good to have you on the map.
When you've been injured in an accident, hurt on the job, or in a medical mishap, there are many reasons